Hello, it's me, Pipsqueak. Here with another stream. 4 minutes delayed. Will you ever forgive me? I love the idea of saying that to like a VOD viewer, and it's like, brother, I wasn't there. What do you mean? What do you mean 4 minutes delayed? Don't be too self-important now. Kaido? Like, what am I looking at? It's a dragon, like Chinese dragon. Is this a Yakuza game? Fuck, I knew it. It's is this Zero? I know exactly. I know exactly which box art this is, or cover art. I think it's. I'm like pretty sure it's 0. It's 0 or 5. Fuck. Please tell me I'm right. I'm bad. I know which one is. I hate that us having moved to like a digital world, because I don't need to know any of these. Is it 4? Crazy. It's really funny moving to a digital world where you never have to look at these ever again. Though there was one time on Steam where I don't remember. I think it was. Can I see? Yeah, this is still in order. I think it was. Was it Megabonk? Yeah. This screen on Steam has replaced cover art for me. One of the game dolls was this guy with the hand going down, and apparently that's the cover art for Megabonk. I don't know how a digital-only game has cover art, but I guess this is the cover art. But yeah, it was this guy with the hammer, and everyone was like, I have no idea where this is from, and I'm like, don't worry, dude. It's Megabonk. Obviously it's Megabonk. What else could it be? Speaking of games, I'm pretty sure I've locked in what I'm streaming after The Last Sovereign. It's not. I don't want to lock in that it's gonna be a full playthrough, because I played the first game and that took me over 100 hours. And I didn't do it fully blind. I had to look stuff up. But I am pretty sure that we're gonna play La Mulana 2. I am a massive fan of La Mulana 1. It is a fuckers game. My first ever, I think, watch later video on YouTube. It might not be the very first, but it's very, very early. 17 years ago. It might actually be it's around here somewhere. Oh, it's in reverse order. Wait, what? How the fuck are you? How are these? That makes no sense. It's not in reverse order. What? God, this is the most embarrassing thing to scroll through. These are what I watched. There, La Mulana Blind. Think you got somewhere. This was how I started. YouTube basically. Was I played La Mulana, and then I wanted to see other people suffer through La Mulana, and I watched like 4 different playthroughs of it while I was like playing it. Oh. The cold open of just like doing like a continuous playthrough and just hard cutting at the end, not even any editing whatsoever or any cuts at all. To be fair, I do love the fade in. Or no, that was YouTube doing that. God. 75 views. Imagine me looking up the 75 view playthrough of Lava Lana. So if you know anything about that, if you know anything about Lama Lana, you know that we're gonna be in for a fucker's time. But I saw a store page review, which sold it for me, which is Lama Lana 2 dares ask a blasphemous question. What if Lama Lana was actually fun? And I don't know if that's true. But if it is, it'll be a good time. God, Melbrook. I do really love La Milana. It's I think I only have 40 hours in it on this Steam account because this is a second playthrough I did, 20 hours. I didn't even finish the playthrough on this one. I only got a little bit into it. But God, this game, out of any game that I like played early that shaped me, I think La Milana might have had the most impact because it gives you a sort of grit and like acceptable level of frustration that's way higher than what any other game expects of you. This game is so fucked up. Let me do the OST. I wanna. We gotta do the classic, Mr. Explorer. There we go. Do 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 do. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was looking at a PoE like overworld map. Not overworld, but like zoomed out picture until I saw the leg in the middle. Like this could be I think it's called I'm completely blanked on the area name because it's one of the few ones you don't get to go to with a waypoint. It just gives you it just exists. It's like a big ass wall in Act 7. This is a artwork for the game, so they're not screenshots. They're in some way official artwork. But no Zelda game has legs like this, or clothing like this rather. The red is really weird. The like red vibe. Control. Very helpful. I really feel like this is the difference maker. This is like a PS2 game, right? But yeah, this character is falling. This is not a Twilight. This is not. Okay, so if I knew a character with a claw hand like this would be easy. Chat, I do not know a claw-handed protagonist like this. This is not easy. Dirge of Cerberus. No. Oh, I know what it is. Fuck. 2 of them? I don't know what I'm looking at. Prototype 2, okay. I have no idea what this is. Old Xbox classic? I did not grow up with the Xbox. This is beyond me. Also, I love the Ace Attorney poster here in the background because Maya just looks so fucking done with it. Potioncraft. Marvel vs. Capcom. Chun-Li. Xenoblade. This is Street Fighter... Is this 6? This is 6. No. This is Tekken. What the fuck am I saying? This is the boxer guy from Tekken. This is not a side character from Street Fighter. Just the shading made it look weird. Another Chun-Li. This person really loves Chun-Li. There's Chun-Li. Should I send it, chat? Chat, should I send it? Is this appropriate to ask? Yeah, stop there. Is it a just send it? That's the type of thing I send and then I don't look at. We close Blue Sky and I forget about it by the end of the stream, and then I'll be very confused when they reply later. I'm having such a hard time deciding on a pose for my new picture. I've got the correct one for you, don't worry. Does this help? I think this could be it. Still not gonna do the shock image. Fucking hell, man. Here I am giving good tips, and this is how you treat me. Just gonna do an Orkin picture. You tell me. There's a spellcaster character I really like, but I forgot what the fuck his name. I don't even remember where he's from. I just have an image in my head of a spellcaster. And he holds this tome in a really, really good way, where it like sort of looks like he's reading it, while still... Doesn't the new Guilty Gear character also do that? No, he doesn't. That man doesn't read from the tome. He just uses it to cast spells. Like, he looks sort of like he's half focused on reading and half focused on talking to you, which I always thought was a really good way to do it. Like, he has the tome open in his hand, and the way his face is angled, it looks like he can rapidly switch between reading and looking at you, in order to, sort of like when you're on your phone while walking, so you keep your attention on the road. God, I love this song. I think I spent at least like 10 hours listening to this song in game because I was so stuck on this fucking area. This is from Cyberpunk. Isn't his name V something? Is this from Cyberpunk? This could be the Deadlock protagonist. Not Deadlock, Deathloop. Deathloop. Crazy I'm playing that game right now and I still forget what the fuck his name is. Least memorable. Everyone talks about him too, is the best part. I just don't give a shit, so I haven't committed it to memory. It's not him. What the fuck is this? Again, I thought it was V something. Is it a Final Fantasy? Oh. Is this the Mecha Souls-like? I was gonna say Code Vein, but it's not Code Vein I'm talking about. I'm talking about the pre-anime Mecha Souls-like. This is the Mecha Souls-like. No, this is Destiny. Are you calling the Mecha Souls-like what's it called? Actually, is this could be Ghost Runner. Okay. I've seen the character before. I did not know it was in Ghost Runner. Okay, there's not that many. What's Grand Ritual again? Mop Tiles Hammer. Mowing, painting, relaxing. That was the easiest one we've done yet. I don't even feel intelligent for that. Can I, before we start The Last Sovereign, can I show you the worst puzzle in all of La Mulana? Because I'm watching Doshington, and I forgot about this puzzle, but this actually gave me like PTSD seeing it in the video. This might be the worst puzzle like ever designed by human hands. It's not the hardest. There are way harder ones later in the game, but this might be the worst puzzle like ever designed.
The Tower of the Goddess is the B-side to Spring in the Sky. Shockingly, it's a tower line.
Alright,
you need to figure out how to get water into the tower, and your only hint is this line.
Okay. The lake created by Miguelo and Futo. Rebo carries the water to the tower, the place where the finger points and Anunnaki refuses to gaze upon. Cool. First of all, let's figure out how we know who Anunnaki is.
Well,
So, later in the game, so this area is an early game area. This is the third zone that you're likely to try to do, and it's the first zone that requires cross-zone puzzles. You don't really have a reason to go back here, but even beyond that, like later in the game, you get a scanning tablet, or like a scanning function. So the thing in the background in the center of the screen is uninteractable while you're here. It is the only mention of Anunnaki in the entire game. You have to press the scan button while you're jumping down. You cannot do it from below. It's a one-way jump too, so you can't.
Is this line.
You have to traverse all the way up here and then do a one-way jump down, and then press the scan button on this thing, and then commit to memory that it's Anunnaki, which is not out of the realm of possibility for La Mulana.
Well, if you've been really diligent, you'll know that this guy is Anunnaki. Since the hint says it's what he refuses to gaze upon, you might assume that it's this wall, but no, it's up here.
So walk through the wall. Simple. You walk through the wall. Happens all the time in this game.
And you'll notice that there's another one on the bottom right.
Yeah, so he's in top left corner, he sees that there's another half of like the seal you have to break on the bottom right, so he has to get in there somehow.
Well, it says the place where the finger points, so I guess it must be talking about this.
Okay. So, where the finger points. Now, when he enters the room, there's a pot here. Pots are breakable, and they give gold and some, very rarely, a little bit of life.
But
this is the only time they break this convention.
Try as you might, you will find nothing here. But you'll never guess. You need to press down on the pot.
You have to... I need you to understand. I need you to understand. When I say they're breakable, I don't mean that they come back on an area transition. Like, if he walks out of the room and then into the room again, that does not mean that the pot is going to be unbroken. He has to use the Holy Grail to teleport out of the temple and then teleport back into the temple in order to unbreak the pot. This puzzle traumatized me. There's a few other ones that are really, really evil. Some are eviler than this. This one is the only one that involves a breakable object like this. Like an object you're supposed to break continuously, like throughout the game. It is so evil.
Yeah, I had to look up the solution to this one, and I feel no shame about that.
Yeah, this game is insanely evil, and so I
got pretty far.
So reading that La Mulana 2 is La Mulana but fun, I love that, because I finished La Mulana and it changed me, and I love La Mulana. And I kind of, like, I was 14 when I played La Mulana the first time. And I'm now 26. I want to see if I still have the grit to beat La Mulana. And I think doing it on stream means that I would be held accountable. The hardest part about having guides these days is that he talks about it as well, that it's not that you feel a sense of accomplishment like beating it. It's more like you're constantly fighting against the discipline or like you constantly have to have discipline not to walk around the obstacle by looking it up. So I think doing it on stream would be really fun to hold myself accountable. Apparently the game sucked when it first released. There were a bunch of bugs and shit. A lot of this is 3 hours on record. It's because I played the... either I bought it and refunded it, or I played the demo, I forgot. But I'm so curious. Apparently this one is slightly less evil, but that's not saying much. It's still gonna be way more evil than any other game out there. But I'm excited. The presentation is always top-notch in these games. So I think that's what I want to do after The Last Sovereign. So many bad puzzle games, you need somebody else to tell you if the puzzle is actually solvable. I would say every single puzzle in La Mulana, except the secret ending puzzles, are technically solvable. It's just a game that requires you to have a notepad and write every single thing down throughout the entire game and start indexing them based on, like you can't just have a notepad. You need to have a sorting system for your files, and then you can maybe figure it out. So the way I do it is I'd use a Google Sheet, and I'd have a master sheet with like every single hint in the game, and then I'd have sub-sheets for where I think each hint goes in. Have you tried Noita? I've tried Noita. I really like Noita. It's very fun in a moment-to-moment gameplay. I haven't played it enough to interact with the more interesting, like, community-found puzzles and shit, but I have been spoiled on a lot of them, so I do know that shit goes crazy. Is that fucking... Oh my god, it's the Elder. Okay, the hot spa is still there, we love that. Ask, What if La Mulana was good? Classic La Mulana moment. You put down the stone, which is how you... Like, flipping switches in this game costs a resource. You need weights in order to flip switches. There's she has 16 in her inventory. There's a dais up there that you can use a weight on. This one unhooks the boat, which means if you don't move out of the way, you just die. Good stuff. Okay, that's hopefully fine if the platforming is better. Okay, these look sick. Bosses still look dope. Highlight of La Mulana 1, the bosses are insanely good. Visually, not mechanically. I don't expect these to be good boss fights either. I just know presentationally they'll be good. What the fuck is Mulberg gonna do? Most useless character in the first game. Yeah, we're gonna play this for sure. Do you want to know a crazy thing about La Mulana 1? You know the jingle from like when you beat a puzzle, or like you found a solution, something's happened. Like the Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, the Legend of Zelda jingle sound. Here's a really fun fact about La Mulana.
Here and use a consumable item called a weight, and then you can fall into the ruins. But before you do any of that, you're gonna want to go up here and get the shell horn, because it's pretty important. It's your sound cue for whenever you solve a puzzle. Yeah, imagine if in Legend of Zelda, it made you unlock the jingle first.
Yeah, so you can... There's nothing pointing you to that chest, so if you are diligent and you get told I should enter the... rather, if you're not diligent and just enter the temple, you won't be told if you have found the solution to something, which I think is so good for setting expectations. It's so evil. Portionomics? I've played Portionomics. Portionomics is sick. It's not a good stream game though, I don't think. Or rather, it could be a good stream game, but because I played it, it's not. I really like deck builders. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play a bit more Slay the Spire 2. I've already won like 5 runs or so, but off stream. Played the Epic Battle Fantasy games. I unironically wanted to stream Epic Battle Fantasy 5. I haven't completed it. I fell out of it. I played 3 and 4. No, I don't have 4 on Steam. I have I got, what's it called, 5 on Steam, but I played 4 before it was on Steam. But these are good. These unironically have a good like RPG combat system. Gets a little bit old at some points though. But I really like the presentation of these games. Speaking of really, really old games, did you know that... it's Artix, isn't it? Yes. Did you know that Adventure Quest Worlds is coming to Steam?
Games Launcher. There's no way for you to play it on your phone, tablet, or on Steam. That changes now. We are rebuilding it from the ground up.
I'm unironically a little bit hype.
Runs smoother, plays anywhere.
Like, I'm unironically a little bit hype. This screen would be 4 FPS on Flash.
And keeps the spirit of AQ Worlds intact. Create your hero and experience our ever-growing world. In this Kickstarter, it's not character. Your existing spirit of AQ Worlds intact. Create your hero.
Okay, this keeps the spirit of AQ World intact. This is how you know he's not lying. First, the menu pops up. Then it scrolls. For some reason. Then 3 frames after the menu comes up, the girl pops up. This is how you know the spirit of AQ World is still intact. That right there is the essence of Adventure Quest. Oh, that's that good shit.
And experience our ever-growing world. Unless you're already a player. We'll log in with your existing account.
I have a character.
Your character, your gear, your...
Now, you don't understand, Gelmilas. This is peak game design. Recommended enhancements, Fighter. The Doom Knight shows little sympathy for the living. Not even death could stop your destructive rampage. Art partially converted.
Years of items and...
Did that say Sweeney Todd? Todd Sweeney, I love that. Tom Clancy.
They carry forward.
Sure, buddy, you haven't played these games. You don't understand.
This Kickstarter is not just about making it happen. We already built the game engine.
Yeah, you're thinking of Josh Strife Hayes, which he does MMORPG like deep dives and also retrospectives on other games in the second channel. He did one for Adventure Quest. Actually, wasn't that Dragon Quest?
5,000 plus monsters, hundreds of handcrafted maps. The more become a founder of Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity.
Unironically, a little bit hype. Like this game has not aged. I can't tell them apart. It's one of those things where, because I grew up with them, it's extremely obvious to me, but there's no single thing I could, like, point to give you a guide to tell them apart, because they are, by all accounts and purposes, extremely similar. There's no single, like, design factor. You know what I would use to tell them apart? The menuing. If you play those games, it's also Dragon Fable, not Dragon Quest. It's, Dragon Fable has even worse menus than Adventure Quest. It's kind of fantastic. Wait, does the official Artix channel upload gym videos? The fuck? It's the same weights that we do at my gym. Do you think it's rude to go to the gym in full armor like this? Because you make like so much noise?
When I'm not drawing monsters in armor, I'm wearing the armor, hoisting steel. Works entertainment. Hell yeah.
No, bad form! Really bad form! No! No! You're supposed to lock your legs! They're not supposed to come forward like these, like your knees. They're not supposed to go forward like that.
We got cracks standing open real quick. Tempered steel plates, they're segmented. Where you actually have full mobility while being completely covered. Your front, your back, and your shoulders. So this may be made up of 100 plates. Awesome.
So this might be the best game developer of all time.
The armor plates get a little messed up. Requires some percussive maintenance.
Percussive maintenance.
There it is.
Do you think Simon would do this? Goes to the fucking boxing sandbag, kicks it. Me when I establish dominance. Dude. Me when I establish dominance. Nah. We're ending on that. I can't. I love that. I love that so much. Oh my god. Stepmaster might be worse than the treadmill. Don't do that in armor. I love the Stepmaster. I also go in full plate every day to the gym. It's just optimal, you know. Right. I love how mini we are. Like, how are we smaller than you? Have I talked to you yet? No. Okay, so we got told not to attack the Lust Lord. I think we shouldn't tell him that. If we don't have to. The Annex defenses are formidable, actually more prepared for side attacks than head-on strikes. So the Annex is 1, 2, 3. What? I'm a bit busy dealing with the Lust Lord's constant sallies? I can't believe the second line of dialogue I gotta look up a fucking word. Sallies are clever and amusing remarks. He had thus far succeeded in fending off my conversational sallies. Verb. If someone sallies for sallies somewhere, they go out into a rather difficult, dangerous, or unpleasant situation in a brave or confident way. Huh. One second, I gotta grab my, like, footstool, footrest. We are lounge gaming today. Peak lounging. Do you care about winning this competition? I refuse to be humiliated, but victory is pointless. Why? Do you want some of my territory? That would put me in between you and the Lust Lord, potentially giving you time to gather your power instead of being constantly engaged. If you want to take it, just ask, honestly. At minimum, I'd like passage through your territory. Whatever, just decide quickly. The Lust Lord might be an idiot, but he's not so weak that I can afford to split my attention. Just pass through. Go where you want. Okay, so that gives me access to Mestan, which I think is probably gonna be key. And we don't have to fight the Lust Lord, so we can fulfill that request. I still am so sure I lost a Shining Sword because I didn't investigate Mestan later. I see you got a nice little corner territory. Yeah, but only 2, and I'm struggling to keep hold of them. The Empress is ignoring me, but the Lust Lord humps in my direction occasionally. I can't act directly, but could you use some help? If you're really just handing out mana, you can. I'll need to decide based on the evolving situation. Of course you do. Oh, so I don't have access to my... I don't have access to my items, so I was like, I can just cheese this. Defend the group's tower base, investigate other Incubus Kings, negotiate with Succubi and the Orgasmic Empire, and negotiate with the Anak. Okay. I don't want to do any permanent choices yet. I'm ready to dig in and defend my current territory now. I am the White King. Fear my big booming voice. You don't like it? I thought it might make you feel like you had a friend. Go. But I want to have a little fun first. Oh dear, I can't overcome your mighty power. Funny, it cost me nothing at all. I think that was just a ploy to drain me, but I fended it off. What happens if you do that with no mana? Should I attempt to take Fucko's position? I definitely do want to crush him, if I can. Doom King, might we talk instead of do battle? Talk. A long time ago, when the last gathering was held, we were both young Incubus Kings. Since then, many have fallen, but we both remain. Though your path has been rather more explosive than mine. I was attacked. I fought back. I haven't been idle either. I saw the power of the other Incubus Kings, so I spent these years in preparation. But don't think you can get the information from me so easily. But you should already have seen that I have many forms of strength, even here in the tower. I wanted to ask you if we might find some truce between us. No true alliance or such unbelievable dreams, but an agreement. What terms? My ability to strike at range is considerable, so for a start, I would agree not to attack any of your lands. But more importantly, we could be great allies in the violence to come. Surely you've heard hints of serious future conflicts. So, what do you say? Can we fight together while it benefits both of us? Benefits us how? Not so fast. I'm going to need agreements from you first. You understand that we Incubi will need to capture goddesses soon, right? I moved that we support each other in this. And just like that, you lost me. I was like, this seems like a pretty good idea, honestly. But just like that, one line of dialogue, you ruined it. You won't form an agreement, will you? It would be beneficial to form an alliance and break it, but I don't think I can be convincing without sacrificing too much. Has to be like temporary truce then, right? It's either attack or temporary truce. We ignore each other for this game. Perhaps talk later. Agreed! I trust you'll keep to your agreement, Doom King. I could crush him. I don't know if I want to crush him. I'm definitely gonna be mapping out the decision points for this. Let's see what happens. Haha, bring it on! You're strong! I couldn't overcome him, but he won't be attacking in my direction. Okay. I just want to see if that would work. He's really coming for me this time, if not for the rule about no direct attacks. Good point, I forgot that was a rule. Ha! Not as subtle as you look. Well, we helped the Anak here, right? I have nothing better to do but keep trying. It's you. You aren't who you appear to be either, but you don't see me trying to reveal it. You don't see me trying to reveal it, you fuck. Don't tell anyone. Is this form of communication secure? It's mind to mind, and given the energy flying everywhere here, I doubt anyone could overhear. Be honest, or I'll push you back. I'm less concerned with being overheard than with the fact that the Anak has stepped back to allow us all to drain ourselves. Don't be. We didn't bring any large-scale spells to the gathering, aside from some defenses. I don't think you know if you brought large-scale spells. I don't think you were in the loop. And why are you here instead of him? I am unsure. He thrust this responsibility on me suddenly, and it's rather difficult. I'm impressed that you're keeping up with Incubus Kings. Not easily. It would be preferable if the two of us could come to a temporary agreement. Can we? We've always been open to an alliance, but your master plays his cards close to the chest. If you're offering an alliance, please be explicit about what that means. I appreciate that you listened to me about the Empress. We can begin with a non-aggression pact between our territories, leaving you to focus on Tanarak, which would work for both of us. I'm not a heavy enough hitter in the tower to keep this up forever. If you wanted to donate some of your mana, it would be appreciated. I'll consider it among all variables. That is precisely what I would expect of you. Variables mentioned? Yep. Why are you here? Not to speak with you. Either fight or ignore me. We have no quarrel. Well, I think we give Meston mana. Because I don't want him to be crushed by the Lust Lord. Gosh, thank you so much for casting a little mana to this poor beggar. I'm gonna kill you. Just use it well. You may be able to handle all fronts at once, but I can't. Go away. There's no reason to ask for a pass-through here without communicating there. Question is, what do I need the mana for later? Do we take Nist's territory? Okay, here's my current thinking. What we do is simple. We temporary truce with, I mean, I'll do this first. We do temporary truce with him. We give Sestrus mana. Thank you. I will make good use of this. We tell... I don't even know if we tell him. Maybe we keep him on unaware. Telling him would make him more confident in attacking Estera, which I don't want. Which order do I want to do this in? Okay, so he drains me 100. Couldn't overcome him. I feel like there is a way you can overcome him, but I don't know if I think it's worth it. Retreat. Strong, but not subtle. I think I could push him back with a little more, but it would be draining. I said retreat. He's boxed in now. I'm too tired to push him out, but I've gained territory. What if we crush the Lord of Blood instead? Could we do that? Could we do Nist into Lord of Blood? Also, I want to see what... Is there any other source of like attacks I can do? Okay, I'm gonna see what happens when I run out of mana and talk to the Tanar'ak. XD, I'm too drained to fight back. Please give me like a... Dig in and defend my current territory. So I think I need mana to do that. So you don't actually want to drain all of your mana. I haven't triggered you yet. We have no quarrel. Please allow me to focus. Do I want to do that though? Answer is probably no. Okay, so the only remaining question is, do we crush Fucko or not? Yeah, we do. Okay, so 250 mana. Let's hope it's enough to survive here. I don't tell the Lust Lord so that he can decide to attack us if he wants. I've told you I don't want to fight. Told you about a temporary truce. That's as far as you go. Sooner or later I'll wear you down. Non-aggression policy. I won't let you rest either, Upstart, which is why we fed him mana, so that he can help push back and make him weaker, without it being us that do it. This game board is ass, why is it built like this? You know, games don't have to be symmetrical to be good, okay? Sometimes you can have an asymmetrical game and it still be good, okay? Don't hate on the game design. It won't be that easy. I thought for sure you'd exhausted yourself. They won't give up just yet. I need to hang on until the end is announced. Feels like the battle is still raging in the tower, but that means all the Incubus Kings are 100% gone. Let's get to investigating. I think we finally found the time to investigate the Lust Lord. I think this is the only time he'll be too distracted. Said it was doing something? True. But I don't care. Sexual stab. Huh. When did she get Protective Hug? That seems pretty useful, actually. Okay, so sex is what they're weak to. I thought that worked differently. Disabling. Succubus Kiss, healing. Nice. She surely has good items equipped, doesn't she? Yeah, for sure. Yay, no more tower thingies. The main reason I wanted to go in here is because of the lady that's pacing around. I just want to see if she, like, what she's doing. I think she's the main thing we can take away from here. We make a good team. Is everything alright, Dari? Don't tell us you're okay if you're not. It's nothing important. Certainly not to our mission. Does Not Lady have a sadness? You three have been together for so long, and you obviously love each other so deeply. And me, I just joined because you could cure my condition. I can't fight or do magic or much of anything. Aw, Dari. Don't think that way. You're not just thrown in with us. You're here because we need your help. That's right. You notice lots of things that I totally miss. You know, Dari, you would be a much better character if you just, like, looked up detective wear and then, like, wore the classical Sherlock Holmes outfit. You don't have to do anything to prove yourself worthy. We're happy to have you along because we like you. Yep, Stabby Girl and Yara have given nice words, and now Cumdump will give hugs. Thanks, Cum. I don't think we're just being nice. I love everything about your sexuality getting rebuilt. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you can buy it for her. It's under the same tab as knives. What are knives? I wouldn't mind hanging out more, but I don't want to bother you. Most of the time you stick to yourself, off near the staff. I guess I got used to people being uncomfortable around me when I was a broken unwoman. Not ladies, very nice, and not like an unsexy dead fish at all. Do you think my girlfriend would be sad or like mad at me if I told her this? Like verbatim? Don't actually have a girlfriend right now, but it would be really funny to just say this verbatim and then see what the reaction is. It would be awful, don't do that, but it would also be very funny. Okay, enough moping. Let's get to investigating. So, the Lost Lord's chambers. He probably has more than one layer of security, so we'd best be careful. I've got some bad news. Because we took out that defense, we can only enter once. We'd better get everything done. The good news is I don't smell any major magic, just subtle stuff. There's a Wookiee lady. She looks tense. Yeah, she's restless. We better take care not to bump into her. What? Ah! Shit, move! The question is if she'll tell the Lost Lord, and he's cruel, but she's probably loyal. Maybe we should get out of here. Well, oh my god, I have to do the fight again. No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so annoying. That's so annoying. My bad. Poison? Poison again? Can't I just like... At least it was fast. This time. Grumble, grumble. Stupid chandelier polishing. Grumble. Resewing the back of the fucking couch. Grumble, grumble. Whoa, hey, somebody cut the couch open to hide something inside. What do you mean by that, Gemelos? Don't say that. Is there any way we can get it open without leaving evidence? That is very tricksy magic, and Cumdump cannot do tricksy magic alone. That's fine. Just let me sniff it out. Hey, that's my job. There are stones hidden within. A focus for sexual magic. Looks like the Lust Lord has some big spells stored away. Like we do for war or the Doom King. Yeah, but those are stored in the armor. Looks like he just hides them away here. That's silly. Taking them would go too far, but we can report about what he has ready. There's a wine in the glass, but the bottle is almost full. Is that weird? Good eye. There's barely any sign of prints on either, so I think they were only touched once. Wait, do you mean the Lust Lord set up his wine to look all fancy, then left it like that? Putting on a show for his subordinates, maybe? Or maybe he was thirsty, but then got distracted. There's a special drawer here, but it's locked. Better not break it open. I'm a bit angry at myself for not noticing it the first time. You did, though. These are burned way, way down. Does he have these lit all the time? Pretty much untouched. Figures that he wouldn't let anyone drink his wine. Looks the same as the clock in our room, but is it? No, because this one stopped movement. The one in our room you can walk past one tile higher up, so they're different. Come to think of it, these clocks are really a tragedy of design. The hands could be little dicks or something. Kaku dicks should pop out. Genius! There's actually something strange here. A hint of magic, different from our clock. Commandant will help find the sparklies. Was that a click? I think I heard a click. We triggered something, and I expected it to unlock, but I'm not sure what. Commandant is also confused, but maybe it is a close thing. The magic is pretty but very small. It's not that drawer. Hey, the painting can move now. Let me just push it aside. A secret compartment. But emptiness. Whoa, a character in the game spotted the magic that stopped you from going one tile higher. Yup. But emptiness. Not entirely empty. There's a key in the corner here. Receive the Lust Lord's key. Pretty small key. Probably for opening a delicate mechanism. Hopefully around here somewhere. Let me talk to the succubi first. I love Rhodak, but you have to admit the Orgasmic Empire is nice to visit. Oh, I absolutely agree. All glory to the Lust Lord, but it's nice to see some variety, you know? Not that I'd ever want to live anywhere else, but I wish Rhodak could get some of the lust wines they have. Ooh, I heard those are from all the new succubi on Arkland. There was this delicious blueberry cum wine. Chat? Would you be mad at me if I drank the blueberry cum wine? Don't be mad at me, but I drank the blueberry cum wine. That sounds amazing. We could never... I'm sure the Lust Lord knows best, of course. Yes, blueberry juice isn't very good. But do you think... why does that have to mean the blueberry cum wine isn't good? I think you're being very... like, rude to the blueberry cum wine. Long may his cock grow. The cum wine is good, but it's nothing to do with the blueberries. Fair enough. Sounds like even Rhodak succubi are doubting just a little. It's hard to get the correct thing for my side armrests. If you're hearing the noise, it's because I was readjusting the armrest. I doubt they'd ever rebel like they did with the Incubus Emperor, but maybe we can get through to them. You seriously need to show me that wine sometime. Looks like he's using this as a simple desk. I can't find anything unusual about it, so just normal analysis. I love the idea of the Lust Lord sitting there with his fucking, like, staff and priestly-ass robes. And he's just sitting down near the dresser in the hotel room in the same way that you would in, like, a normal hotel room. Because the image... like, you're sitting in the cock chair when you're doing it, of course. And it just... is such a vivid, funny imagery because of the image he projects to everyone around him as being like this Omega god, and then he's just chilling on the cock chair in the corner. I can't find anything unusual about it, but so just normal analysis. Or we can snoop through his papers if we're careful to put everything back. Mainly, I see shipment forms. Apparently he's bringing in a lot of stuff from Rodak. None of the papers have any nice pictures for cum dump. Ooh, this one is requesting special magical materials. Not sex stuff, but I'm not sure what. I have the solution in this letter here. The Lust Lord is trying to rebuild his tower Orc forces, but it's going slowly. Nice, we fucked them over. Bet you miss Balia now, bitch. You know that he's having them doing it on the bed while he's reading notes at the desk. It's even funnier if he doesn't like... He's too focused on the notes to even like notice them. He's like... He'd get mad if he noticed them, but... He's so focused on his work that they're just like having the time of their life on the bed next to him. Wow, he sounds pissed. Seems like he thinks they failed him. The ironic thing is that his orcs are actually really tough. He's just demanding too much of them. This is good info for Orkfloof. Yeah, let's just memorize everything and put the papers back in place. Comdump will remember that we must tell things to Orkfloof. And we'll leave that to you, Cum. Yeah, I can see that. He would do that. We probably shouldn't leave this open. Nothing else special with the clock. I was hoping for a hidden compartment. I'm happy that she points out that we shouldn't leave it open. I hope you get a penalty if you leave without closing it. Hey, the key fits this drawer. Once Cum confirms there's no trap, I'll open it. Open, open. Looks like the papers the Lust Lord was working on. Guess he really didn't want anyone checking on them. No wonder. These are serious magical diagrams, as opposed to unserious magical diagrams. They're kind of goofy, like the special S, you know? Comdown finds all the lines very, very confusing. Me too, man. The S is hard to make. But Simonette would know. I'll copy everything down precisely, and we'll show her later. There's some sexual notation here. So you've heard of fighting game notation? Have you heard of sexual notation? I think this is something to do with how the Lust Lord uses tower magic to keep Rodak wealthy. Or numpad notation. That's a great find then. Good job, everyone. Now, I'll just put everything back and lock the door, or it would look really awkward. Hello, lady. Alright, let's replace the key and put everything back the way it was. You wanna do the honors, Dari? You bet. Which motion input is hardest in the sex notation? The prerequisite equipment one. I think we've investigated this place pretty thoroughly. We can head back now if we want. Do we want to bump into her? It's not good. Lady. You gotta spot me sometime. You can't not spot me. Wait, what's that? I just happen to be standing where you get teleported back. Are we done investigating here? Are we sure we don't want to bump into her? Like, isn't it a good thing? If she doesn't tell the Lust Lord, isn't it a good thing to bump into her so she knows we've been here? Am I crazy for thinking that? I'm so cooked on this. Why would that be good? Well, I want to add her to my harem, and I guess this would count as working against. Can you even motivate it? No. Not more than a like abstract like game design thing where it's like I feel like the dialogue kind of gives me that idea. I can't motivate it in any real way. Yeah, it's pure vibes. But to be fair, I'm always right, so... Not bad, not bad. If he has things under control, I can stop worrying about the defenses. Does he? Well, if it isn't cunt face, if that's what you think my face looks like, you may have some serious health issues to work out. Wish I still had the... Do I have it? No, I don't have the add-on anymore. I had a paint on stream add-on to well, paint on stream. And can I make it capture my mouse? Capture cursor. So if you ignore the face and just only look at the shape of the hoodie, I can see it. Then you're cunt face. So if we just obscure everything inside, then it's not that weird. But you are also just cunt face for sure. Wait, are you telling me that other people's cunts aren't just smooth, flat surfaces? Maybe the lighting is bad there, so you can't see inside the hood. That's my favorite gender, Munch. Unironically, my favorite gender. Like, Vivi and Ralsei, when they're a blob with, like, eyes outlined inside the hoodie. It's the best. Favorite gender, for sure. This character would be way cooler if he had that going on instead of this featureless face. Vivi is the best. Vivi is one of my favorite characters of all time. It's very close that I made Vivi my profile picture instead of, King Shekhar or Shekhar King. See? That's what's both interesting and frustrating about you. You could wreak so much chaotic pain in the world, yet you're working with the person dedicated to reducing it. You're telling me? It fucking sucks. Well then, perhaps you'd be interested in a little proposal. Doesn't matter. I'm a slave mage and I always have been. Are you... You're trolling him, aren't you? That's what the laws of magic binding your soul say, yes! But do they have to say that? You want me to believe you can twist the world enough to change that? Not now, but given some time, it might be possible. Just keep in mind that I could free you. I wouldn't be your master. You'd be absolutely free to cause any kind of chaos you wanted. And suppose I immediately turn against you? Do it! Do it. Do it. The world would be a more interesting place that way. Either way. It doesn't matter if you can't actually do it. Just think on it. Yeah, you're trolling him, you motherfucker. That was more difficult than I expected. What if you just don't interact with the Tanorak image in the game? Oh well, I'm not gonna go back. I hope there was no damage done to the armor. You need not fear on that account. You worked with it admirably. And the competition itself? I defended my territory during the chaos at the end, but I lost track of the others. Meanwhile, people say Final Fantasy VII is the best one for some reason. Look, Munch, you don't need to pit two bad bitches against each other, okay? Tanorak somehow pulled ahead of the Lust Lord at the last moment, taking the win. So I'm afraid we didn't get anything from your efforts. That's unacceptable. How the fuck did the Tanorak pull ahead? Because we failed you. We were so focused on direct threats or mana drain that we missed something else. I hate to get a failure like this. I might go back just because it's like 5 minutes. Specifically, the conflict neutralized many prepared spells. This is a really annoying pain point with this game, is the fact that I'm always working to identify what pieces of dialogue are the variable dialogues, where it's like, this is confirming how you did. I gave mana to Xerxes, yeah. But I didn't comment on not fighting the Lust Lord, so the Lust Lord might have... But then he would have crushed Estera, maybe. But I gave mana to... The only thing I'd do differently is I would tell him I'm not gonna attack you, so he could focus entirely on what he was doing. But it's just unacceptable to have the Tanorak win, I think. Like, that feels real bad. So I'm afraid we didn't get anything from your efforts. That's real bad, is the thing. Specifically, that conflict, I can tell you that wouldn't change anything. Yeah. Is this the worst result? Yes, thank you. It's specifically, I'm afraid we didn't get anything from your efforts, is like one of the worst pieces of dialogue I've read in this game. Is this like a horrible result? That's like the only thing I want to know. If it's like a decent result, not bad, not good, I'm fine. The worst, I'm sorry, I don't want the worst result. That feels awful. That's on my own playthrough, I would re-roll that 100 out of 100 times. How? If we didn't know Nyst was created by the Anak, I'd be downright intimidated. The event itself created a powerful neutralizing effect. Could this be used against us? There's no sign of an offensive against us, and though this hit us harder than most, it couldn't do more than level the playing field. Yeah. Me when I accidentally delete the save? XD? Okay, have I done anything on this one yet? No. What if we take territory? I'll support you if you're pushed out of the position, but I expect you to give me a break here. Well, the interesting part is I've taken this, so focusing on your mistress shouldn't be possible. So we'll see what this does. What if I just don't interact with you? What happens then? I'm really curious if that does something. It says it said it cost him nothing. What if you just ignore him? He's literally just taunting me. I feel like the correct play is literally just to say, I don't give a fuck. I've never been owned that hard. I've never been owned that fast in my life. You're leaving your flank undefended, Doom King. Fortunately, I have enough mana left. I still stand. Now let's see how this goes. I wish I could speak 3,000. I wish I could speed up battle even more, was what I was gonna say. If this gives me a worse result, that's fucked. Though, actually, wait. I made a tremendous error. I'll keep this going, but I think I know what I have to do. Okay, let's see what this gives me. But there's one thing I think is bad, which is that I didn't get the prompt to not attack him. Okay. But I defended my territory during the chaos. I'm happy to report that you held the most territory in the end. We received the reward just recently. Okay, that might be good. It's just that we promised not to attack the Lust Lord. Do you think we fulfilled the promise? Even though he attacked us? Because we said we're not gonna attack. The first time I don't think I did that. We got asked in the middle and we just said no. I think this counts as not attacking him, right? This feels like I didn't attack him. I just held my own territory. And then he attacked me. He broke the agreement because I said I'm not gonna attack you. There's no way that she's mad at me for that, right? Received the reward just recently. Won a Shining Sword and an Eldritch Drought. Doom strategy. Win the competition over territory during the second gathering. Okay, well, I mean, fuck it. We got a Shining Sword. No, nothing else matters. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Riola, you seem distracted. Because we failed you. We were so focused on direct threats or mana drain that we missed something else. That was so worth it to go back and get a Shining Sword. Love that. We missed something else. Specifically, that conflict neutralized many prepared spells, such as those we used to make the Doom King cast arcane magic or stored divine attacks. How? If we didn't know Nyst was created by the Anak, I'd be downright intimidated. The event itself created a powerful neutralizing effect. Could this be used against us? There's no sign of an offensive against us, and though this hit us harder than most, it couldn't do more than level the playing field. I'm afraid it makes me useless to you, my lord. The usual large-scale magic I could manage for you is all drained. I need you to take care of tomorrow's event, Iris. That may be the more important battle in the end. Yes, my lord. Meanwhile, is there anything we can do to recover what we lost? I can rebuild some of the arcane spells, but we don't have enough sources of divine magic, and some would simply take too long. So, if you tell me, it doesn't have to be true, but if you do it just to lie to me and tell me that if I got the church's full support during Goonfall, we would have enough sources of divine magic, that would be fucked up. That would be really fucked up if it all comes back to Goonfall. The loss of stored lost magic is also a major setback. Not fatal, but it limits our options. Oh, Simon! I've been striving to be useful, and I think I have a solution. Now I'm doubly worried. Well, I'm glad I still have a reputation, but I'm serious. I've been researching sexual magic while we're here, and I've come across something we can use. The Ravaging Conqueror ritual. We found it. This is the sex position that's the hardest. All you gotta do is rape a bunch of sluts and you can build up some serious sexual energy. You're not exactly building confidence here, Trin. I'll hear her out. I don't think you're stupid enough to propose something that I never actually do. That's why I said Ravaging Conqueror instead of Raping Conqueror. So what is this ritual? Most sexual magic is flexible. This one is too, even before you tower mages get involved, but it was designated for conquering armies to subjugate and drain the defeated. And I trust it can be used in a different way? Come on, Simon, don't I know you by now? You're no fun to tease that way, and there's serious shit going down. I'm fairly sure that the ritual can be altered so that you can conquer some of us. Do we get to do some role-playing? Okay, maybe this idea isn't terrible, but how is it not just an orgy? Because Simon would be playing every role in the conquering army, according to exact specifications. You know what this is? This is how Nasu-verse mana works. I'm not very confident in my ability to create very many bodies at once. You can manage it, because they all just need to do the same thing. You'll be splitting your mind into a bunch of mirrored copies, not new individuals. Ooh, I'm starting to warm to this. Starting, huh? This could be fun, really. Come on, Simon, can we? Why wouldn't we just do this? What's the... There's no ethical problem with this. There is no downside if you fail to create the bodies, no? Why wouldn't you just do this? Alright, begin by discussing it with the other mages. You're the best! So, what's the exact deal here? Simon will be creating a number of bodies and having synchronized sex with a number of us. I won't be violent, but with my mind spread so thin, I also won't be particularly attentive. Instead, just banging us, all of us, like a machine, I'm into it. I'm not. I won't speak against it, either if it's not... Okay. Don't worry, the ritual doesn't actually need huge numbers. We should be able to get by with volunteers. Well, we're in. I'm afraid I prefer Simon as most attentive. Oh, come on. Come nothing's... Okay. Welcome aboard. You'll still be gentle, right? I'll admit the idea of such an orgy sounds appealing. What the hell I'm into. Sometimes a simple pounding is fine. Aka. Dear Aka. You know you want to. You know what? Okay. Worth trying at least once. Fine, fine. You've twisted my arm. I want sex. Wait. Balya? I didn't expect that. Is this a fetish for you? Is what a fetish? I want sex and there's going to be a sex ritual, right? Well, we'll take you. It's kind of a mild chaos, but you all dragging each other to get fucked is... Well, I'll take it. 8 slots is good enough. Now get naked. Okay, so... Karina didn't have to do it. No one who didn't want to didn't have to. I think this is fine. Nine women? Who the fuck joined in? Wait, the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's 5. Six. Who the fuck joined in? Did Hilstara join in? 7. Dude, this is such a long scene. I'm scrolling through it trying to identify names and I'm just not seeing it. Ah, well, Lunin, that's 8. Who the fuck is the 9th? This is the longest sex scene in the entire game. I've scrolled like non-stop. This is an insanely long sex scene. Dude! Okay, Yeah, Trin is dragged in the middle of it. But I thought she was in the original 8, but I guess it is Trin. Can confirm it is not the longest. Well, okay. It's long to me, damn it. Is everything restored? Because I'm happy to do it again if not. That was sufficient to restore our lust reserves, so if you want more, it's on your own time. Damn, I'm sore. You know you love it. I also think if we don't do this, maybe she does listen to the Tanrak a little bit. You know you love it. Fuck yeah, I do. I mean, what the fuck was the downside to doing that? Is Karina a little squeamish? Where's Karina? Karina isn't even in here. I can't even talk to her. Dude, are you gonna be squeamish? Iris is going to get so worked up today. I'll need you to help me handle her. Inducting Trin into the harem is now completely justified. I mean, the magic and stuff too, but that orgy. So, there's something I think you want to know. Tanrak sort of tried to recruit me. Did he use any manipulation magic directly on you? Don't worry about that. My natural magic combined with the new defenses from the other mages means I'm pretty secure, but he did take a shot at it. Not sure if it was part of a whim, or it was a whim or part of a strategy. Thank you for telling me, Trin. Yeah, I figured you'd want to know and say serious things. I think we should just stay watchful for now, unless you have another opinion. Simon, do you trust me? I do. Then just forget about it. This gathering has been a lot of fun. Nice. That was definitely the right choice. And if you tell me that's the wrong choice, I'll kill you. I look forward to visiting the Orgasmic Empire under less dire circumstances. I'm sure that has nothing to do with all the succubi who would be interested in their foreign visitors. What a shockingly lewd suggestion that never crossed my mind. Even if many complain, I think Esther has done an admirable job building up her nation. Riol has been talking about making changes today. If it works, that sounds like a real improvement to the lives of those under tyrants. Also, hello, Bob. I didn't say hi, but welcome. You joined in for the longest orgy of the game so far. Sure, I won't hint about any repercussion this choice might have. How is it that every time you write anything in chat, it's the most, like, dread-inducing thing ever? You're so good. I'm not sure. Do you spend time... Legitimate question. Do you spend time thinking about how you're going to... what's the word? I was gonna say verbalize, but it's not... formulate your words. Or does it come naturally to you? Because the way you write... It feels very calculated to get an exact rise out of me. On stream, yes. Okay, yeah, fair. I respect... Okay, cool. I don't know if I would be scared or respect it more if you said no. If you write like this, and it's just no thought, head empty, that's just how your brain works, that would be fucked up. If you just always say the most hair-rising thing to make me second-guess myself. It's so good. Honestly, too busy eating a Brahms burger to worry. Wish that was me. Today should be peaceful for once, so I'm worried about international war? Dude. That's real. Also, look. I told you I can walk one closer to the thing, so that's how I knew it was fake, because it locked you to stand here. You couldn't go one further. Calm Down thinks the Simon did lots of pretty things yesterday. I talk like this, but don't type like it, since nuance is harder to parse in chat. Yep. Happy that you tried to correct for that. That's one thing. I need to... I haven't updated the, like, stream rules since I streamed Melee years ago. I should just update it to be like, if I get annoyed at you or you're too distracting, I can ban you. Because if I get stuck on parsing things incorrectly every time you type, it doesn't matter if you try to say something like... If what you're saying is actually bad, as if it's distracting and killing the vibe, then I'll just ban you. So I appreciate whenever people actually, like, think about how their comments are gonna be parsed. We've definitely had some that haven't done that and have derailed the stream. God, the scream streams of Umineko toward the end. Oh my god, I think I spent like 40 minutes. What's it called? Shouting. Is it usually about Smash? I haven't streamed Smash in 2 years almost, like 1.5, 2 years. It's just that I streamed only Smash for the first like 5 years because I was a competitive player. We play variety games like this game, but I haven't played Smash in ages, Spider-Mad. So no, it's more of a history thing that I haven't updated the rules to more reflect my current like state of things, so to speak. My current inclinations and attitude toward chat. That can't be a requirement. That can't be the requirement for getting banned. Munch, unironically, you are grandfathered in under a different rule set. You might be the most long-term annoying shatter I've had. You've become so much better about it. But like at the very start, I don't remember when we started. It wasn't. I think you joined during a Umineko. But the early streams were so bad, especially because working sleeping made it 10 times worse. But it was so good. And if you joined in today, I think I would have banned you like a little bit into it. But I say that. But we had. I don't remember who it was, but we had someone who joined in during an early The Last Sovereign stream that I just really felt distracted me, and I was so close to banning, but I forget who it was. I forget who. So maybe I wouldn't have banned you, but yeah, no, you are grandfathered in. You're too lovable to be banned. Like the meter for you is like twice as long as for everyone else. You have to be like twice as annoying for me to ban you, okay? To be fair, you still streaming smashing. Now we just had an extra long smash, in fact. True. I'm sure it was someone nagging about knives. No. I joined in during a late one, so I'm glad to know it's not me. Yeah, no, it wasn't. I don't think. We did have... I always feel bad. I don't remember who it was. Were you... I don't remember if it was you above average, but we had someone who joined in and was like vague posting about being a criminal. I don't think it was you, but they were like, I was formerly incarcerated and I used to believe people could change to be better. Now I don't believe that anymore. And I was like, I was sitting there like, brother, what the fuck are you talking about? I almost banned that guy. I don't remember who that was. Definitely not me. Yeah, I didn't think it was you, but it was one of the later streams, which is why I was like... It wasn't that long ago. It was like 10 streams ago or something like that. But dude... I was sitting... I was so stun-locked. That was definitely like... I should have just banned it when I got like... really weird vibes from it. But I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And dude, it was so good. Because he was like, there was some choice that popped up in the game, and he's like, I think he talked about, like, yeah, I wouldn't want to put these characters in prison. You don't know what it's like in there. And I'm like, brother, shut the fuck up. He was talking about how he should be arrested again, was the fucked up part. Like, that was what got me. It wasn't all the vague posting, it was specifically that he was like, vague posting about still being a criminal. And I was like, this is not the stream to do this in. You can be anywhere else, in any other stream. Why are you doing this in the porn game stream? Which I guess, Sahad, maybe you're right. I'm sure it was someone nagging about knives. I think he might have been talking about knives, unironically. That vague poster might have been talking about knives. So, you might be correct. +1 for good intuition. Guild posting, Pog? Yeah. Like, that is one of those things that I should just shut down and ban immediately. That's one thing. I'll say this in... Well, it's not in confidence, because I will upload this to YouTube, so, you know. If a VOD watcher watches this, they're gonna be like, well, okay, now I know this for the future, I suppose. But in confidence for everyone here, and anyone who watches it in the future, I suppose, if someone in chat is making you, like, uncomfortable, and the vibes are off, you can DM me on Discord and just tell me, or and I'll probably see it during the stream. If you're uncomfortable with someone posting here, I think sometimes I try to be a bit too, like, democratic, a bit too lenient on really bad vibes posting. So it's helpful to, if someone else also goes, hey, this is pretty bad, because then I'm, like, way more inclined to just hit the ban button. It's something I have a bit too strong of an aversion against. So yeah, if someone makes you uncomfortable in the chat, you can just point it out to me in a Discord DM, and I'll definitely see it during the stream. The philosophy porn game stream, to be fair, in general, and not that guy, this game leads to a lot of weird tangents. Yeah, it does. I take, like, 30% of the blame for that, but yes, it does. The worst part is, though, my baseline is Umineko, which leads to weirder tangents than this game does. So, my sensor is all kinds of fucked up. There was someone who jumped in, user by the name of TestTube Girl. TestTube Girl jumped into the stream for an Umineko stream and said, like, nothing, and then left. Or rather, they said one thing and then left. They said, what the fuck is this pedophile game? Because they joined during a Lambda Delta and Burncastle scene. And they just go, what the fuck is this pedophile game? And then they leave. And now they've won a local. They're in Stockholm and they won a Smash local. So I wrote in the Smash Discord, what an insane career. Started out by going in my chat and asking, what is this pedophile game? And now is a local Stockholm tournament winner. Insane trajectory. And I got like 10 fucking fire emoji reacts. I kind of want to participate in both of today's events, but I'll stay focused. Today, I go to speak with the Council of Succubi. This is what we've been working toward. This game is getting way less tangents. Yeah, the tangents in this game have been mostly very tame compared to the Umineko tangents. It's because Umineko being a visual novel, I was less mentally engaged at times. So my brain made spirals more so than here. Whereas here I feel like, and there's also a lot of like weird shit happens kind of for shock value, which doesn't really happen here. I don't think I missed anything, right? Can I leave? Pain. Yeah, we talked to everyone. assume that you play this with a controller and Umineko with a keyboard. Umineko was even better than that, because if I replayed Umineko, I would have voiced every character, I think, like I do here. But when I played it, I decided to autoplay the dialogue, which might have been good for my sanity. It would have taken like an extra 40 hours or some shit if I voiced it myself, and we would have had to have done shorter streams. But the thing I got out of that was I had it on autoplay, so like we heard the dialogue and we autoplayed it fairly. What's the word? Like at a fairly slow pace, and I think that made me spiral more than anything else. If I had been in control of the pacing of it more so and not let the dialogue finish every time, I wouldn't have done as many tangents in that game. But when you're reading and like you're mentally ahead of where the text is, that's when you really spiral. Yes, above. I agree entirely. These tangents are also usually focused on like a topic that's come up rather than a complete non sequitur. I say that and then my brain immediately, like frame one, you know, it did the Vine boom sound and then the image of 4 sleeping with the giant cock out under the bed sheet came into my head. That joke really went overhead. Oh my god. You mean tangent as in the key? Tangent? Do you really mean the Swedish word for key? Tangent? It's the same in English. Okay, it's way more acceptable when it's an English joke as well. If that was a Swedish only joke, I felt my eyes glaze over. Huh. Also, I've seen this screen before. This is definitely how I know that some things I'm quote unquote like spoiled for isn't from playing the game, but from the quote channel in the Last Sovereign Discord. I'm pretty sure the succubi above us says something about cooking omelets without... you can't... It's something about pussy and omelets, but I forget what it is. But I just remember this screen and cooking with pussy. So I'm pretty sure that's what she's gonna say, and I have no other context for this. Last call for using the ovens. We'll have Incubus Kings eating soon enough, and then things will get hectic. Some of the competitors are still scrambling, mistress, but everything else is in order. I mean, eggs are eggs, I guess. Not those kind of eggs. Maybe some upstart Arclentians are struggling, but the Orgasmic Empire has long perfected its cuisine. I think you'll be surprised. Both of you will have your chance to prove your skills in the contests. I'll reorganize the tasting schedule to make sure there's time. Everything's really fine, mistress. You've planned every moment of this. No. I think I'd better re-optimize the schedule. Are you, getting off on this? Yes! That's wonderful. It's nice to see people doing what gets them hot. Aw, feel free to engage in some wholesome masturbation. The real purpose of the contest is showing soft power and increasing succubus unity, but it's not purely a neutral exercise. I could reorganize the schedule to benefit a specific faction that Simon is trying to court, with the options being neutrality, favor Orgasmic Empire dishes, favor Rodakan dishes, or favor Philonese dishes. I think that line of dialogue might be the most, like, representative of the entire game in a vacuum. Like, it went from the top here. If you just take all the dialogue here until the choice, I think that like is a perfect representation of the game's vibe. into the choices here. Has to be Orgasmic Empire, right? Are we still courting the Lust Lord? I'm just not gonna fuck him over right now. The thing is, I don't think courting the... Rather, it's not that I'm courting the Lust Lord, it's that I want his underling. His underling is having a miserable time, and I want her to have a better life with me than with the Lust Lord. Or by herself, either or. I'm not possessive, but the... I don't think she gives a fuck about the dishes. I don't think that matters. We do want to... But we want to get Orgasmic Empire Succubi over to us, which I don't think like favoring their dishes is gonna help. Rodakan is Lust Lord and Philonis is Anak, correct? So Philonis is a like failure, I feel like. I don't feel like, or like he's the guy that wants balance, right? So I feel like favoring him would just make him mad. I also don't think he gives a fuck, so maybe it would make his faction happy. Out of these, I'm strongly thinking Philonis or neutrality, and it really depends on if I think we're favoring it because we want to get the approval of their highest ups or the people. If it's the people, I want to favor the Philonis ones, I think. Benefit a specific faction that Simon is trying to court. I want one person. So specifically, I'm trying to court the Orgasmic Empire. So from a strictly like reading the text as it is, I should be favoring the Orgasmic Empire. But I really like Sestris. And I want Sestris to have a good time, and I think she'd be in our debt if we favor the Philonis dishes. I think that would make her appear better to the Anak, and she would like that, and she's my waifu, and I would give her the world. These are such a crapshoot, I'm just gonna do Philonis because I think it's the interesting option. That's the last impact I can have before the big meeting. Iris, the Lust Lord is demanding to eat first and shoving past the others. Prepare the auxiliary appetizers, bolster the condiments, all hands on dishes! But Kamdam wanted to eat the yummies. We can have those anytime we want, Kum. Today's about all the foreign succubi getting a taste, okay? Okies. I don't know how many more chances we'll get to investigate, so let's make this count. I agree, Munch. That's the main reason I didn't want to... That's the main reason I didn't want to do Orgasmic Empire. Today I've learned that bumping into people while invisible and making the food of their country makes people favor you. Yep. Like, Genmelas, you need to get with the program. If you don't use, like, unorthodox tactics, you won't get ahead in life. You need to embrace the alternate way of seeing things in order to get ahead of the pack. Like bumping into people while invisible. Sorry, I think I'm bad at social things. If you hang around me for long enough, you'll learn to be good at social things, don't worry. You'll absorb a little bit of my power. I feel like it's bait to not tower map. Am I wrong? Don't answer this, Germilas, but Munch. Munch and Sahad and above. Or not above, you already know. Anyone who hasn't played the game. I feel like it's bait to not tower map once. Kamna thinks visiting other places would be more interesting anyway. But maybe we should have tower mapped beforehand, before the tower race. So we would have been been caught unaware. I played the whole game. I'll just watch it. I'll just watch your decision and laugh when you fail. I love how supportive Shad is. It really makes me happy. I feel like Lord of Blood would have been... I think you were supposed to map earlier or later. Yeah, I think Lord of Blood isn't interesting to watch because he's already done his thing. I think if anything, it's this guy. I think either we tower map or do Fucko. I think I want to do Fucko. This is Fucko's room. I admit, I don't have a read on this guy. I say we just stomp him as soon as he tries to do something terrible and take his shard. Come on, let's not get sloppy. Countdown wants a clue. A bed for followers? I hadn't seen any with him. The smell. Ugh, no, I'm pretty sure it was just him. Oh my god, he is the jerk-off king. Dude. Wait, so Fucko sleeps in this little bed instead of the big one? Congrats on getting your chat to play the game faster than you. I suppose sadly that means the number can sway you without taint drops over time. I refuse to believe that someone has started watching my stream of this game and then started playing it and then gotten ahead and finished the game. Like that, there's no way. If you have, sound off in the comments and give me interactions. I'm a YouTuber now, baby! Seems like the type obsessed with strength. Maybe he thinks the big bad will make him weak. That could be. I've seen absolutely no evidence of any followers in any of my other investigations. Comdom thinks that being alone is sad. Save your sympathy for people who deserve it. Don't make me keep smelling it. What? Dari, you're so... Like, everyone here is so accepting of fetishes, but when I have a smell fetish like this... What's this? The carpet is partially burned here. Look at that clean edge. This is no natural fire. It must have been a spell. Unless he just burned something for fun. He might have been practicing. Can we learn anything from this? I was playing Riftbound? The fuck is Riftbound? Oh. Fair enough. Their sparklies are a bit like Simon sparklies, but they're not Simon, but they are Bernie. Good. So I guess Kum can extract all the information she can from the spell residue. Cumdump will try. Can confirm I've gotten at least 3 people to start this game this week. I think I've made 4 people play this game. Let me tell you a story. I started playing this game in 2017, I believe. At the time, I went to a Smash tournament in Jönköping. Randomly, there was a German player who was studying No, he wasn't studying abroad. He was on vacation from his studies in Germany. I think he lived in Austria, studied in Germany, and now he was just like visiting Sweden during a break for the Smash tournament. His tag was Beld, and Beld was an interesting fellow. I don't remember how we came to this discussion, but out of nowhere, I think what happened was someone asked what mind break was. Someone asked what the term mind break meant. I think because someone said, I mind broke X player, and they meant it in the sense of like, I beat them so bad in game that they were totally and fully like demotivated. And then obviously that is not what people think about when they say mind break. It's the porn definition of mind break. And so I start explaining it in the context of mind control, like the difference between mind control and mind break. And Beld starts arguing loudly and strongly that Mind Break is way better than Mind Control. It's not even close. If you think about the appeal of both fetishes, Mind Break is way more like understandable as a fetish than Mind Control, and way better. It hits all the same notes plus more. Like, it's literally just a better Mind Control. And then he walked through like where the different like factors to why it's a fetish, why that would be. This guy has a master's, by the way. I love it. But after that discussion, I DM'd him. It's less questionable for sure. No, Mind Break is often related to like drugs and shit in porn, so I don't think it's less questionable. And so he goes off on this, and I DM him and I go, you know, you should play The Last Sovereign. Like, the way you were talking, you're a degenerate. You should play The Last Sovereign. And then like half a year later, he was like, I've caught up on Last Sovereign. Amazing game, 10 out of 10. Thank you for telling me. Like, he just steamrolled the entire game in like a month. Like, it was so fast. This was before, I think the game was done up to like about this point, maybe a little bit less. I think maybe end of chapter 4 was kind of like where the game was. It was like 2018. Real Mind Control is very concerning, agreed. But yeah, that was the first time I recommended the game to someone, and he ended up just linking me screenshots and shit every now and then. It's sad, because he did it over Twitter, so I don't think I actually have the DMs, but they were really funny. And I don't share a Discord with him, so I can't find the, if he's done it in Discord. But yeah, that's the first person I told about The Last Sovereign. It was such a funny conversation that led to it. There's, to this point, we were like 10 people there that he heard this conversation. And to this day, I have referred to him as the Mind Break guy. And the people who were there instantly know who I'm talking about. I can go like, remember the Mind Break guy? And they'll be like, oh yeah, Beld. Yeah, Beld. Pretty cool Sheik player. Mind Break has a technical option, at least to be one is mind broken by something so nice one develops the bad psyche that is mind broken. That way it's at least not a full negative. Yeah, for sure. You can mind break positively. I feel like that's a subversion of the trope rather than the default trope though. I mean by far the Mind Break story with the biggest reach is Metamorphosis, right? We can all agree on that. Specifically the one without the Yosuke, the wrong ending. The one that doesn't have Yosuke fix everything at the end. No more looking at burning. This stuff isn't ornamental, is it? No way would Sakurai ever create something like this. And the only orcs capable of it are in Takkan. Meaning this armor belongs to Fakko. Maybe he goes around shirtless to try to mislead everyone, but he actually has this armor here. Or maybe he just wants to show off his muscles. Comdon thinks there are sparkles in the armor. A little bit of pretty sparkles. Could probably fit someone like Hestara. Can we steal it? I like how you think, but that might be over the line. Let's just make a note of its capabilities for later. You can also mind control positively. The classic hypnotist psychiatrist trope and all. Yeah. Trying to think if I've seen that subversion. I know one story. There's one really funny, like, doujinshi that's, guy adopts a bunch of, like, young adults from an orphanage, and he's gonna be horrible to them. He's like, I'm so evil, but he can never bring himself to be evil, so he does literally nothing weird to them whatsoever. And he's like the most wholesome ever. But he's like, okay, here's the evil plan. They're under my control. I own these people legally. And I have full, like, control in how I can, like, manipulate them during their upbringing and everything. And I can, like, change their worldview and be this horrible person. And then he instantly folds and just, like, gives them candy and, you know... does absolutely nothing weird the entire time, and it's so good. I really like that dichotomy of someone who's like, because it's so real when you play a game that's like really awful, or rather when a game has an awful route. Whenever a game has an evil route, I like can't stand playing it. Because the evil route is often so comically evil that it's like, why the fuck would you, like, it's one thing to be self-centered, but when you're evil for the sake of being evil, what the fuck are you doing? I fully own these slave girls for perfectly legitimate reasons, not clickbait. Exactly. Fucking thinking of the Shield Hero. Garbage series. God, Japanese media has so much of this and it's so bad. It's one of those things that... This is something I worry about a lot. Something I really appreciate from talking to people who aren't acclimated to weird media like this. Because it's like... There's a bunch of things I'm acclimated to, and I don't look twice for, or like think twice about, that is really yikes. And like isekai with slave girls or slave races and all that shit is one of those classic things where it's like, brother, why the fuck did you put this in the story if you weren't gonna examine the details of it and like why this is like why this is bad? Why did you just put a slave race in? Why is it Raphtalia's fetish to be a slave? What is going on? Why did you do this? Fancy armor identified. I'm playing an evil character to be a mass murderer, not to have a shitty harem. Exactly. Agreed. If I want to be evil in a game, I want to do it Skyrim style, where I just like yeet you off cliffs. I don't want to be evil in like a dialogue sense where I go like, I get a choice between, yes, I'll help you with that, or fucking die! What? How can you tell me to do this thing? Are you fucking stupid? It's like, no, I don't talk like that. Well, I guess this part isn't complicated. Let's snoop through his stuff. I'll do it. You seem pretty eager about that. I'm good at not leaving a trace. Plus, my new body doesn't have fingerprints. Neat. Not lady knows something? This is a bit surprising. Seems like Fucko is from Fëanor. At least that's what I get from the type of paper and cloth he uses. Not Erosian. He's probably not from Rodak. So logically from Genelon or one of the tiny nations. So that makes him a likely candidate to have stolen one of the Fucklord's shard fragments. Good to know. More candles. How exciting. No, wait. There's something odd about them. Normally there should be a lip of wax around the edge, but there's none. Good eye, but are you sure they're not just special Orgasmic Empire candles? I've seen the ones in our room, and they're normal. Thus leading to the obvious follow-up question, if using your free will to have someone take your free will, thus not violating their overall autonomy as a person, is it immoral? Yes. Yes, it is. Removing someone's free will because they asked for it is immoral in the same way that the paradox of intolerance works in my mind. If you could hypothetically make because you can never go back on it. It's the same reason that, like, I have complicated feelings on medical euthanasia. I think medical euthanasia is warranted when you can confirm that, or like when the patient is either so far gone that they aren't lucid anymore and will never be lucid, or they are lucid but in, like, you know that they are going to be in pain for the rest of their lives and they can make an informed decision to die. I think it might be warranted in those situations, even if it is like morally muddy. I think respecting that autonomy is still probably preferable to not allowing it in pretty much all, like, obviously there'll be exceptions, but as a whole I think that's preferable. But in a different, it's a bit different with, like, if you take away someone's free will permanently because they wanted you to, that is essentially equally as permanent because they can never go back on it. They can never renegade on it. But there aren't really any factors that I can identify that would make that warranted in the same way that, like, a chronic illness would make death warranted. Like, if you are going to live in misery for the rest of your life, I think that's a valid reason to want to die. But like, that situation does not lead, like you can flip that to, like, if you're extremely traumatized and like don't want to deal with making choices anymore, sure, you could voluntarily become like a slave. But I don't think that is like, that to me is a you should go to therapy, not a you should accept that everything sucks ass and it should continue to suck ass forever. And doing so willingly, and like, if it's in a wholesome way and you're saying, hey, I trust you so much, I want you to make my decisions for me, you can just let them like value their opinion very highly and act the way that they want you to most of the time, but you should still have the ability to make that like distinction and make that choice at the end yourself. But if you magically could remove free will permanently, I don't think that would ever be warranted. I think that would be much worse than medical euthanasia from a moral and ethical standpoint. So it's the unrevocableness that is the moral issue. It's the fact that they can't inform you if they want it revoked. Yes. If they could inform you that, hey, I don't want to be a slave anymore, and that immediately on their terms removed it, then it would be fine. But at that point, they aren't a slave because they still have the turn off button. So that doesn't really count. If that decision then is tied to you and you say, nope, you committed to being a slave, so now you are, then that still is equally as morally bad. And even if you never do that, the fact that you have the option to do that is still equally and morally bad. So that's how I thought through that. I'm not gonna lie, I've had that exact thought before, not in the exact same context, but just like losing free will but continuing to live. Is that better or worse than euthanasia from like a moral standpoint? What does that actually mean, though? Heck if I know. Think. Cum Dump has done a head magic like Simonette does. Head magic? Yeah, it's like a blowjob, but magical. Instead of making sparklies, Cum Dump has just thought very hard about sparklies. Anyway, Cum Dump thinks the candles would be different if there was an extra special magic flame. So we know he uses fire. Great teamwork, Darian Cum. Like the burns we found on the floor. Still, good to know. Back to Fucko's Jerko's Jerkmate chamber. Dude, do you think he has a JO crystal? Dude, he probably goes like shirtless with a JO crystal. Do I even care to learn this? This felt like such a nothing revelation. Sure, I learned he's a loser. He's gonna die soon anyway. Huh, this bed looks almost completely unused. No residual sexual energy either. Like, he jerks off, whatever, fine. He uses fire magic, has a secret passage in here that I can't trigger. I'm just trying to think, would it have changed anything if I went here earlier? It might have changed something in the conflict, but I still got first prize, so I doubt it would have. We learned he's a fire mage, I guess. Whatever. Are we done investigating here? Yes. This is really where Sestris went? Or so the magical trace indicated. I've been a bit distracted by preparations. I'm just so inclined to go to the tower instead. Map the tower. Because I feel like this is going to end in tower bullshit. And I don't see why I give a singular fuck about any of the information I learned about Fucko. Like, I can't conceptualize a future except if we had to sneak in. Like, it's a little weird that he has the secret passage with the flames, I suppose. But, like... And I mean, they wouldn't have told us if there wasn't a reason to go... To go check it at some point, right? Whatever. Or so the magical trace indicated. I've been a bit distracted by preparations. Are you sure you want to be with us instead of with the upcoming council? What's on the other side of the secret passage? Don't know, but maybe we'll get a chance to check it out later. The early discussion and formal orgies are relatively rote. I'd rather be here, in case we've missed any contacts in the region. Likewise, that is the reason I chose to come along with you. Though, this council leaves orcs behind. I don't want to step over your toes, so I guess we'll avoid the place, or the palace. Gotta admit, I kinda wish that I could participate in the big meeting. I understand that, but our goal remains Philin. I'll hold back as much as possible to avoid upsetting anyone here. Likewise, though for different reasons. Bruh. Orkant, you need to level up. How do you have more HP than Vala at level 38? You have 1,691,820 XP versus 642,339. Yeah, no, you need to level up. Tons of foreign succubi were coming through. I guess they heard about our shopping. Allegedly, they're going to make a lot of big decisions at the council, but I bet they won't change those fucking boxes. If we accomplish our goals, all these requests should be irrelevant soon. Bring me a dildo shaped like a broom. Oh my god, we're in chapter 5. Is this where we finally get a broom and a dildo shaped like a broom? I see a lot of exotic partner requests going unfulfilled. They're clearly looking beyond the Orgasmic Empire. Visiting succubi, very nice. If misters have much money but not happy, what makes happiness? Maybe boxes are happiness. Happiness heavy. I tried to submit a request to the council about getting more workers, but they said that wasn't important enough. Jerks! I think they should use jerkers as a pejorative in this world. Succubi specifically. I need to clip the fucking jerker versus fuckers discussion. Because I reference it so frequently. I need to be able to link people. I need to have a command in chat called jerkers. That just links to the clip of Northernlion talking about jerkers versus fuckers. And jerker versus fucker energy. Because I reference it way too often. I didn't know that there were that many kinds of mummies. Oh, there's a lot of mommies out there. Sorry, only authorized parties may enter the shipping guild. Some are saying we need a different system. Yeah, we did hear that. Work. You might not see the value in my slave, but you'll regret it once. Yeah, I've already done this. What's the jerker energy? It's complicated, but the root of it is performative versus real. It's sort of like a parallel to the alpha male versus sigma male thing, where it's like loud masculinity versus quiet, confident masculinity, kinda, but obviously satirized. So jerker energy is like when you're overly comically horny for something. Like either you see it a lot with fucking VTubers and the like horny artworks of it all over Twitter and Blue Sky and shit. Or like, the classic, like, the TikToks, they're like, what would you do to me if you were locked in a room with me for 8 hours or something? You know, the clear horny bait for teenagers. And it's like, oh, wow, I'd do things you couldn't even imagine. Like, you'd be a completely, like, different person by the end of it. I'd rock your world. You know, like the fucking, that's jerker energy. Fucker energy is doing your taxes and, like, just living your life normally and then going and having sex. Like, it's just, like, a part of your life. A real fucker doesn't have to be performative about it in the same way. That's sort of the gist of this is sounding more and more like it's just a new way to say virgin insult. The important part is that a bunch of people who aren't virgins have jerker energy, is the important thing. It is very common to have giga jerker energy while being accomplished sexually. It's more of a choice you make in how to present yourself. And Northern Lion definitely pegs one as being better than the other. I don't have a strong opinion either way. You sort of do what you want. Yeah, but you don't need to be a virgin to be a virgin insult. Okay, yeah, fair. It's exactly the same thing, but without the term virgin attached, so it's less inflammatory. Where is everyone? This place is never so empty. Well, they're at the... Wait, are you... There's a conference! Move! There's a succubus cross-continental conference! You have black hair! You are the Giga Succubus! Move! Get there! I know you have bigger concerns, but I hope at some point we can help with the smuggling problems. If you're feeling a little wary, we have everything you need to perk yourself up. Train, train, train. Fight for Princess Nalili! These orcs, so determined. What the fuck? I'll talk to you last. Get off fighting monsters. For a small fee, you can fight all you want. Berserk would be a very different series if Guts got off on fighting monsters. Need a new weapon for your next match? You've come to the right place. This is a gauntlet of weaker monsters. You all are definitely overqualified. Hey, aren't you supposed to be at that food thing? Nah, I'm getting out of here. It was fun for a while, but I've done enough. If you change your mind, you could join us for a feast later. No shard stealing, I promise. I suppose it's not impossible, but I think it's more likely that the world is going to become more unstable. Next time things get bad, I won't be able to sit out. Because of your shard or something else. Let me enjoy a few fights, will you? Just say hi to Simon for me. I never would have thought that Mestan would be a pitiable character. A sympathetic character. But God, I feel for him. The difficulty of the fights here is trivial, but the sex battles are a bit amusing. Almost like old times. Almost like old times. Are you talking pre-meeting us? Interesting. Isn't the weather just lovely? I wish we could masturbate on duty. Oh, excuse me. What the fuck are you doing here? Why are you Aura farming, just standing in the middle of the road? Well, who do we have here? Oh, don't pretend you're catching me. I'm obviously gathering information on your little succubus conference. You have nothing against it, I hope? Of course not. Philon fully supports the aims of succubi, and such freedoms would never upset the balance. When you say Philon, who exactly are you talking about? It is my judgment as the hand of the Anak, and I believe Cersei's would agree. Cestris, that's her name. If I question that, will you bitch about us trying to seduce you away from Cersei's? No, but your preemptive dismissal doesn't fundamentally change anything. Look, there was once a time when Cersei's cared deeply about the people of Philon, including our few succubi. This has not changed, even if his focus lies elsewhere. Maintaining the balance of the world is more important. It simply takes a heavy toll on him. That is why he has me to handle more mundane affairs. You're neglected. He's neglecting you. You should join us. Then you won't be neglected anymore. You're looking a little neglected there. If I have any message to all of you, do not let work in the tower pull Simon further away from you. You're so neglected. A justified loss is still a loss. I hope that the two of you can find one another again once your work is done. Thank you. No, because I'm sure you'll ask. I don't know the Annex exact plans, but he hopes the final days can lead to a solid tower agreement. If we all work toward that, hopefully we'll never be at odds. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to kill the Anak at some point. There's something odd in the air, but it isn't the change among the succubi. I haven't felt anything this subtle in a long time. Tanarak. Here's what's gonna happen. Here's hard read on the plot progression, okay? Tanarak is gonna kill the Anak, which is going to absolutely ruin Sestris, like, mentally. And immediately fuck over, like, a bunch of different factions at once. And then there's going to be, like, a giga war of some kind. Is my current guesstimate of how this is going to develop. Alternatively, corrupt him somehow. I think that might be more likely, that he gets corrupted rather than dead. We'll see. Could also be... I don't know about the Chaos Child, but I think that she's gonna be more of a subplot. God, Tanarak is so strong and cool. Yeah. Internet imploded. No, it didn't. It could have exploded, but it definitely didn't implode. That would look very different. I'm just fucking with you. You mean Dipshit McGee? Yup. I forgot that you called him that. I completely forgot. What did I call him? Like, you said Dipshit McGee, and I said like fucking... I was gonna say Brad, but no. It was just like a regular ass name. It wasn't Jeff, it wasn't Brad, it was... Half my house is gone, reduced to atoms. You own a house? In this economy? Fucking... Don't say that in chat. You're gonna get enemies on you. They've got shooters here. That's a Northern Line bit I stole wholesale. I'm not original. Tanning rack. Amazing, but no. It was a name. It was a first name. I forget what it was, though. It wasn't Simon, because Simon's taken. Whatever. Fuck no, but my best friend does. And that's your house? Are you being possessive of your friend's stuff now? You're like, hey, bro, it's me, your cousin. Why don't you take me bowling in your house that you own? That I spend half my time in. God, being the streamer and instigating chat is really fun. Oh, I wish I could do it without consequences. I wish I could be a harmful person. Oh, it would be so fun to just instigate all the time. It's where I live. I pay rent. I'm the only one here with a job. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's respectable. Paying rent for it, completely fine. Yeah, I respect that. Close enough. Yeah. Oh my god. When I was 14, I dreamed of one day hypnotizing a... because I had just read the book series Molly Moon, which is a kid's series about hypnosis that is insanely fucked up. It's Swedish, I think, only. And they are insanely fucked up, like, morally. The first two books are so bad for, like... teaching a kid how to interact with responsibility. They have so many bad lessons in them, it's hilarious. They could also be fetish books. It's very possible. I've reread them as an adult, and the hypnotization scenes are written almost exactly like you write it in like fetish works. So it could very well be like kids' books masquerading as like a fetish from the author. But anyway, I just read the like third Molly Moon book or some shit, and I dreamed about my like job prospects when I got older. I was going to find a really rich woman and just hypnotize her into letting me live at her apartment. Or not apartment, at her, well, I mean, in these, you could be really rich and just own an apartment. The bar has been lowered really far these days, but like her mansion. Like that was how I was gonna make it in the world. God. Is there a... Can I... Oh, it is in English. Oh my god, they exist in English. It is a British book? It's a British book first? Why can I only find Swedish links? Oh, is it bugged? Oh, I think it's bugged and it set my region to Sweden, even though it shouldn't be in Sweden. It has a movie? It has a movie? The movie came out in 2015? What the fuck? There ain't no way. .2 out of 10. Okay, but nothing like the books. I had high hopes as I've read all the books, or I've read the books to all my children, and they absolutely loved them. The movie was so-so, cheaply done and disappointing. Someone should give the series a proper treatment and invest in adapting it right. Could be the next Harry Potter if done correctly. I love that it says that this downplays it so much. I love that there's almost no details here. After discovering a book about hypnotism and learning how to hypnotize, she uses her powers to escape to London and star in a play on the West End. She eventually realizes that being a star is not what she wants and returns to the orphanage. During the course of that, she mind controls essentially the entirety of Hollywood. That might be the second book, but she mind controls the entirety of Hollywood. She uncovers like a grooming operation, if I recall correctly. She ruins a producer's life by making him follow her in like a hypnotized fugue state and completely forget about his married life. She hypnotizes a bunch of other child stars into not wanting to be stars anymore and giving her like preference. She hypnotizes the entire, like, every single person who watched her on TV into being like rabid Molly Moon fans and spread it to everyone else. And she faces like no repercussions from this. Later on, she gets a bunch of other superpowers in one of the later books. And, oh wait, this is the... Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, she robs people, right. After one performance of Stars on Mars, Knockman kidnaps Petula, which is her dog, threatening to kill her if oh my god, the dog learns hypnosis in a later book as well. Threatening to kill her if Molly does not comply with his orders. And she cannot hypnotize him because he always wears the anti-hypnotic glasses he bought in Beersville. He orders her to use her talents to steal some rare jewels from a bank for him. Working together, the two successfully pull off the robbery, but later form a plan to return the jewels. Rocky uses his power of voice-only hypnotism. Oh yeah, right, there's other kids that also learned how to hypnotize, and like half of them are evil, half of them are good. The entire world runs on kids that have learned how to hypnotize adults, which I think is a fantastic plot device. It's so much better than the Harry Potter like hidden society. The idea of doing everything fucked up in the world is because like 10-year-old kids are hypnotizing the adults, and that's why everything is all fucked up, is really funny. Rocky uses his power of voice-only hypnotism to hypnotize Knockman into giving up his life of crime. He then helps Molly return the stolen jewels by placing them in hollow garden gnomes and placing them around the city. Yeah, I love that they say this, burying the lead, and then here it says, out of sympathy for the broken man. When they say hypnotize Knockman, they mean ruin his fucking life. As in, he's like forced to confront like, or like he gets mind broken. He is not a real person after this. He's like an autonomous slave unit. Oh yeah, right, they... Oh my god, she fucking hypnotized the two orphanage runners into saying that, like, you shouldn't have rules for the kids, and then they took that to be, the children will be happier without any grown-ups around telling them what to do, so they just fucking left the orphanage. Oh my god. However, it is implied that Knockman has returned to his old ways as he steals a camera, a lollipop, and 5 pounds from children in the orphanage. Oh yeah, right! Oh my god! Dude, I'm having such a nostalgia trip. This is insane. Not only is this a fucked up book where she does so much awful stuff. Again, New York City. She ends up hypnotizing all of Hollywood, pretty much. At the end of the book, they hit you with the plot twist of the century. At the end of the book, Molly is mysteriously summoned to the library by the librarian, Lucy Logan, she accidentally left the book out for Molly to see, the hypnosis book, and then Molly stole it and then read it so that she learned how to hypnotize, if I recall correctly. Lucy explains that she's the descendant of Professor Logan, the man who originally wrote the hypnotism book, and is a skilled hypnotist herself. She had purposely hypnotized Molly into finding Professor Logan's hypnotism book and keeping it for a month. Now Molly has come back to return it. This means that Lucy thought it was okay to hypnotize a kid who then in turn hypnotized the entire entertainment industry and like a couple million people that watched a show on TV for no reason. And the only safeguard she put in was you have to bring back the book a month later. Now, you might think that this is the extent of it. That's by far the most grounded one. She gets, in Hypnotic Holiday, she becomes a terrorist, like a major terrorist. In Stops the World, she learns how to control time, because apparently time magic is a part of hypnotism. We've really jumped the gun here. So here she can stop time as well. Time Travel Adventurer, she eventually learns how to turn back time. Mickey Minus and the Mind Machine, she loses her mind control powers, but then sort of gets them back due to, like, going into, like, a fantasy world type deal, but there are mind control devices there. She interacts with one of the devices, which eventually lets her relearn her hypnotism powers, and then she uses the, like, both time control. She can also, like, shrink and increase her size by this point. Morphing Mystery, that's when she gets like complete access to manipulating her body and being whoever she wants to be. Dude, This series is a fever dream. And it is so bad. But yeah, so that was my I can't believe I came there from. I got so stunned by seeing that the book had a movie. I'm eventually going to be obligated to watch that movie, I feel. The idea that brought me there was simply that my goal in life as a 14-year-old was I would just hypnotize a nice older lady and have her give me all her money, or older man. And that was the vibe. Just give me 20 minutes and I will join in. Nice. If you're watching the VOD, you can skip the last 20 minutes because that was just a tangent. I think that might have been like a 20-minute tangent. I didn't read chat a single time throughout that, except the Harry Potter world building is really funny though. I was too stun-locked by what I was reading online. I'm sorry about that. I got into a fugue state. That right there could be a if I want to upload stuff to my clip/highlight channel or my main channel, that right there could be a highlight. Just the fucking ranting about Molly Moon. My favorite series to a degree, kinda, maybe still is Artemis Fowl. Artemis Fowl had so much aura. Artemis Fowl, the book series, had so much aura. The Time Paradox was my favorite of them. I think Eternity Code was pretty good too. Original Artemis Fowl, I think, suffers a bit from, or rather, in Molly Moon is a Europe exclusive, by the way. Is it? So no one from America knows what Molly Moon is. That is hilarious. But yeah, the first book suffers from them not knowing what to do with Holly. Holly as a character isn't really defined in the first book, and then becomes a lot better later on. But I really like the Artemis Fowl ones. The Butler is giga broken in Artemis Fowl. It's not like the best book, but it's pretty good. You want to know what my favorite, by far favorite, like, children book series is? It's also a bit of a deep cut. It's the Bartholomew trilogy. See if I can. The Bartholomew trilogy. How do you spell it? Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus in English. In Swedish, it's Bartholomew. Bartimaeus sequence is so good. I don't know if anyone has read this. Isn't Jonathan Stroud? I've read the dude. He did the Hare and the Tortoise? No. This is way too late. This is way too late. That was a thing in Looney Tunes days and before. So this is not the original. Oh! Huh. I've seen this book series, Lockwood & Co., listed in local bookstores, and they're apparently really popular. But I didn't know they had the same author. Yeah, Bartimaeus sequence is really, really good. It's one of the few series that keeps the quality throughout the entire run. Like, the first book's a banger, the second book's a banger, the third book's a little slow at the start, but ends really, really strong. And the Ring of Solomon is like such a what the fuck kind of departure that it becomes extremely refreshing. I really like Ring of Solomon. The Bartimaeus as a character is fantastic. The Golem's Eye is how I learned that the Golem is a Jewish myth. So it taught me something, which I thought was interesting. The Butler's always broken in any series that has one. True. Can't really pick a favorite off the top of my head. Arctic Incident, second one might be my favorite. Not because it's the best, but it's where we get a proper introduction to our characters going forward. True. True. No one else has read Skullduggery. I have not read Skullduggery. What was it called? Skullduggery Pleasant. Oh my god, it has a skeleton on the front. Oh my god. Wait. Wait. Okay, I might have to read this. Is it? Please tell me it's not for too young people. Oh, no. It's young adult. There's a good chance I've aged out of it, but I would think this was the coolest thing ever if I read it as a kid. Unfortunately, I think I might have aged out of it, but this is a banger design. I love this. Giving me some real Grim Fandango vibes. I love Grim Fandango. Dude. They're the same, dude. It's the same guy. They're exactly the same. That's so sick. I do hope they has read the Discworld series. I'm currently reading Discworld. I am not that far in. I'm on my 5th book, I think. I've read the first two like, oh, what's the thread? There's the I've read The Color of Magic, and I've read the one after no, Color of Magic is the second book, right? I think. No, Color of Magic is the first one. The second book is I forgot the name. And then I've read Guards, and the second... I'm halfway through the second book in the Watchmen Chronicles, but it hasn't really grabbed me yet. Guards is really good, though. Guards! Sam is one of my favorite characters, for sure. And I'm gonna start reading the death part of it as well. I kind of dropped off a little bit, because I got busy and didn't keep reading. It didn't really hook me, but I do want to keep reading it, because I think as soon as it does hook me, I'm gonna really enjoy it. I have the chart on my phone, but yeah, that's the idea. Also, I realize I need my work phone next to me because I have work to do at night, and I said I was going to be accessible for the group chat. Give me 1 second, I'm going to grab it in case someone's written to me. They have not, so everything is fine on that end. The schedule changed. I was going to head to work at 3 a.m., but we wanted to not be too stressed, so I'm heading out at 1 a.m. instead. Or I'm taking a taxi at 0:25, so in an hour and 30. There's something odd in the air, but it isn't the change among the succubi. I haven't felt anything this subtle in a long time. My controller... That's how you know that a tangent is good, when my controller dies, because I haven't used it in too long. Oh, that was real fun. I love talking about reading. I'm not reading them in release order above. I'm reading them as different threads. Like, you wanna read them... So I'm reading, like, chronologically in terms of each individual sub-story. Not in release order. The 1,000,000 to 1 odds is so good. I really love the... Is he the mayor? Yes, he's the mayor in Guards. The guy who just gets imprisoned and just, like, is so chill about it and just has the key. He's just so good. I love that guy. He's very menacing. Your Gasmic Empire has treated me well, but sometimes I wish I could visit home. Hello, Pip. Hello, Kirby. Hello, Tusei. Really funny how the tangents led to like multiple people spawning in. We got Tusei and Kirby spawning in because of the tangent. So I'll take this to mean that I should just tangent more often. It has to be precisely 1 million to 1. Yup, that is the rule. I love how I called it, by the way. It's so obvious though that the guy, oh, what's his name? The new recruit is gonna be king. It's so perfect. I'm out from the escape room. Oh, did you have fun? Did you escape? Yep. Nice. Can't believe you escaped my dungeon. Ooh, I think I should mention I do group discounts. We are very good at this. Is that sarcastic? I love escape rooms. I wish I should organize going to. I should organize going to an escape room with friends. That'd be fun. I have a group I could do it with. That'd be a great time, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I should do that. After I get home from work, I'm gonna DM some friends and say, hey, do you want to go to an escape room with me? Thank you for inspiring me. I heard some argued the gathering should have taken place here. Imagine how much business we'd have gotten. Welcome to the Crimson Bordello. The boss is on the other side if you're here for business. I'm here for fucking. You're very welcome. Appreciate it. Tons of new succubi, but they all want to fuck about business. Will I be single forever? Dude. I wish I could find a hot succubus GF. IRL. We're both combat focused and pleasure focused equipment of all kinds. I want a share of the outing. Do you mean you want to hear how it goes? Or what do you mean, share of the outing? We have a larger selection of dresses on the second floor, but I can help you with any equipment needs. Give me like 5% of the fun. Okay. I'll put it on my tab. Sam Vine's boot theory of economics has done so much to help the world. You have to go outside and do things to get a hot GF. Don't believe the people who say Tinder is real. I'm gonna be single forever. We have all the fetish gear you can imagine, but I'm guessing you're looking for the combat-ready ones. Oh, you're just everywhere. Supposedly my copy translates to the faceless. Wonder if that's number 1 or I jumped into it. That is not number 1. Number 1 is the color of magic. But the thing with Discworld is you're not supposed to jump into, or you're not supposed to start with the first one. Everyone I've talked to has said, don't read the first one. That's before he got good. That's before he got his writing chops down. Oh, Skullduggery? Oh, never mind. My bad. I thought you were talking Discworld. Girl, flub flink. The ansiktslöse. Why is this girl flub flink? Why is that so good? Oh. Color magic's okay. Guards is good. Oh. I have not been doing that. Very fair. I was supposed to keep watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and I have not been doing that. It's still in the back of my mind. It's something I'm going to keep continuing with eventually. My problem is mostly that it's a bad first book. Agreed. It is a bad first book, but it is not a bad book. Isn't that our line? I'm surprised to see you all the way out here. I love Rincewind. Bro is the wizard of all time. Yup. I think my favorite character in all of Discworld at the current moment is Death. Death is my favorite character in all of Discworld. Isn't that our line? I'm surprised to see you all the way out here. The Lust Lord isn't going to come popping out, is he? No, this is a final vacation before I'm sent back home. Fortunately, when I told him about all the Orgasmic Empire lingerie I could buy, he approved of the idea and sent me. So he's sending you home early? He said that it isn't safe, plus I need to organize the harem for his return. I can't help but notice that you said you were buying lingerie, yet you're examining the dresses. I am allowed to take a little pleasure for myself. Surely that wouldn't offend him. You don't sound very sure. Death is everyone's favorite? Good. He's such a banger character. I think there's... Well, my language has been corrupted by gaming, so I'll say it the way it came to my head. I think there's design space for a different interpretation of Death that is sort of tangential to... or parallel to how Terry Pratchett portrays Death. I think the way Terry Pratchett portrays Death, given that I haven't read the actual Death-focused chronicles yet, so this could change. I think Death, in his kindness, can be a lot more terrifying than he is in... I mean, he's not trying to make him terrifying, but I really like the idea of a kind Death that is kind because he is patient, not because he isn't deadly, if that makes sense. And I think there's really cool design space you can do with an exceptionally kind and forgiving Death. Why would Death be evil? I mean, that's the question that Terry asked, Terry Pratchett. But I think Death still works as an antagonistic force, like intrinsically to how we humans view the world, that I think he should be an antagonist. Or like, not should be, but he could be an antagonist while still having that very kind facade. And I think that would be a very cool interpretation of Death. Not to say that I don't like Terry's interpretation, I really like it, but something I thought about, that is a very rare way to portray him. Enough, you won't trick me into betraying my divine master. We're not going to fight the Lust Lord, we just want to be on friendly terms with you. You're talking to the wrong person. Harems have no control over anything. Someone didn't get the memo there. I told you, I won't let you turn me against the Lust Lord. Would you die for him if he demanded it? God, I love you, Aurelius. Okay, chat. I need a GoFundMe created. And I want you all to chime in. I don't need money. I need vibes. I need all of you to spirit bomb. Like, put up your hands to help me find a woman that is like Aurelius. You would do that for me, right? No. I'm gonna be single forever. Of course I would. Yeah, I got her number. What should I do with it? Munch, you put me in such a good mood. It's dangerous to say this because it's one of those things where, like, the streamer wants to pretend that the chat doesn't have any power over them. But dude, you're so good at setting my mood. I chuckled a little bit internally at that. I don't know why that got me, but dude, can you wingman for me? Or, like, if it's not too much to ask, you're a baller, okay? Help a bro out. I mean, Aurelicy would die for Simon, but she would ask questions first, for sure. Surely he wouldn't ask such a thing of me. We're his treasured possessions. Is that really how you feel after all this? We're not asking you to betray anyone. Just think for yourself a bit. Serve the Lust Lord with your mind too. I really don't think I need to check the VOD. Only if you watch Love Exposure. What is Love Exposure? A bizarre love triangle forms between a young Catholic upskirt photographer, a misandric girl, and a manipulative cultist. I almost said cuntist. 8 out of 10 is pretty good. I could watch it. I have a feeling it's just going to be like this for 70% of the time. You joined me right when we started tangenting. We were actually fully locked in. We were fully locked in for like the first part of this. That sounds like a lie. I'm trying to examine myself. Maybe not fully locked in, but we were pretty locked in. At least comparatively. I suppose you did keep your agreement yesterday. Your Incubus King listened. I'll ask you not to talk to me anymore. Oh, wait! I suppose you did keep to your agreement. Yes! Okay, that was my main worry with doing what we did. That was my main worry with doing what we did, where we took Estrella's territory and had the Lust Lord attack us. I'll ask you not to talk to me anymore. Okay, I'm happy about that. I am enjoying these dresses. Go away! The part about the religious upskirt photographer is real, but there's not a love triangle. Sounds like you're just in denial. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8008. Love that. Did you know that you can have 911 and 112 in your number? I thought that those combinations would be banned because, you know, calling them alone is the emergency number. So I thought containing the emergency number for your region would be illegal. But no, it's not. You can just have emergency numbers in your number. My partner gets to provide sex at the gathering. I can't wait for her to get back and tell me all about it. Need to leave the conference to the succubi. Okay. There's no area code that can start with a 9? That's very fair. Well, okay, if we're leaving... Are we done then? I think we talked to everyone. Nothing... I mean, the only thing would be, like, I still want to inform the succubus down here what's going on with the succubus council, but I don't think I'm allowed to. Nope. Guess we're done then. I summon anyone who has played this game. Am I missing something? Normally they tend to have a pretty clear, like, you feel pretty done, but I feel like there was almost nothing to do here this time. That's what's confusing me. It's this whole area where almost no dialogue is updated, and there were like 2 dialogues that were interesting. It was talking to her. Now you talked to everyone the first time. Oh, so it's just like a chance to... Okay. Everything seems to be humming along well. Do we have sufficient supplies? More than sufficient. Miguel, I'm grateful for your help, but are you sure you wouldn't rather participate in Riala's conference? I laid what groundwork I could before, but Riala judged I would be a distraction at the actual council. Well, I'm quite happy to have you. If everything is running smoothly here, would you like to monitor and optimize the other events? Makes sense, Sahad. Yes, please. Fuck. I just realized what I messed up on. I'm gonna be working between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. in a locked-in room that I can't leave. Pretty much. I mean, I can leave like every now and then, but I'll be severely restricted. And I should have brought my Steam Deck, but my Steam Deck is left at work. I could have been playing Slay the Spire 2. My brother just logged into Slay the Spire 2. I saw the Steam notification on the side. I could have been playing Slay the Spire 2 once we're done with work, because we're probably not going to take all 5 hours. We're probably going to take like 3 or whatever, and then just sit around for 2 hours. And I could have been playing Slay the Spire. I'm so dumb. Yes, please. My feet and pussy are so sore. Cooking this much is exhausting. This was the line of dialogue that I remember seeing in the screenshot. But I've never been here. I just was so... Someone has put this in the Discord, the screenshot. I mentioned it earlier, that the last Sovereign has a quote screenshot, and I was like, I've seen this place before. But the implications of this are horrifying. Have you slain the second Spire yet? I'm on Ascension 5 with Ironclad. I haven't played that much. I've only played like... I think I've done 9 runs, I think, total. No, 10, because I did the daily challenge and won that one too. So I'm on 10 runs into the game, I think. I haven't played that much because of Path of Exile coming out, but I'm on Ascension 5 with Ironclad. My plan is to just get Ascension, the highest Ascension with everyone, which I believe is 10 this game. How the fuck are you on A5 but 10 runs total? I have thousands of hours in Slay the Spire 1. The game is very... 10 runs total. I'm thinking... Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I've done every character. I've done every character once. So that's 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. No, is that 6? Is it 6 characters now? Because it's Regent, it's Necrobinder, it's Silent Defect, Ironclad. No, it's 5. Are you just doing Ironclad? Yeah, I'm doing one at a time, is the way I do it. I get... What I do is I'm doing Ironclad to 10, and then I'm doing Silent to 10, and then I'm doing... like Defect to 10, and then I'm doing Regen to 10, and then I'm doing Necrobinder to 10. Like that's the way I play these games. That sounds not okay to my health. I think it's a really fun way to enjoy the game. I will return, my love eternal. My heart burns for you, and though I wish it was not so, my presence is ephemeral. So I must take my leave. May the coming days treat you well. To say, if you commit to writing like that, that would make my... I would so be for that, because it's so difficult to read with the emotes, but it is hilarious comedy to have the garbage emotes in the middle of that. Also, ephemeral is a tag in Balatro. Or no, they're temporary. There's ethereal, not ephemeral. Fuck, they need to add ephemeral. I just rotate. I feel like I learn a class better if I focus on it. You say you're taking your leave. Here's the dealio. I would continue streaming for another, like, hour. How long is the segment? I can do another 30 minutes, probably. No, I know what ephemeral means. I'm just saying that I wanted to tie it together to a game. So, like, ethereal, there's temporary, like, there's a bunch of synonyms used in games, but I haven't seen ephemeral as, like, a card game tag in the same way. But yeah, what's the over and under on this segment being completed? Is it 30 minutes, an hour, 10 minutes? Took me an embarrassing amount of time for me to realize the PUE channel wasn't for poetry. You checked your head in there and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? What is going on? That's very funny. Yeah, no, I'm addicted to Path of Exile. Yeah, I'm talking base time, not the tangent time. This section is short. Okay, then we'll finish it. I asked... So Path of Exile, the support team, you can ask them how long your cumulative playtime on the account is, which is not a stat that's visible baseline if you're not playing on Steam, which Steam didn't exist when I started playing. I checked 3 leagues ago. At the time, I had 7,700 hours into Path of Exile. It has to be at least 8,400 now, probably. So PoE is a game I've played more than I played Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I was top 20 in that game. 7k, so you're a noob. I would say I am very good at PoE. However, I can't really prove it because of work, and it tilts me a lot. I have considered doing... There's races and shit for it. And I've considered participating in them and trying to really optimize it. But then you have to spend like 20 hours straight, multiple days in a row to do it. And that would like ruin my health. So I don't really feel like doing it. Which is rough because like I am very competitive and I want to prove it. Munch, you tilt me, but you are correct. I am that guy. I'm still cooking for Incubus Kings, but so many new recipes. Thanks for inviting me. Not Incubus King, but please let eat. We had plenty of meat and beer for you out in the courtyard. Want to eat fancy food. Miguel, how are our supplies looking? We didn't need all our backup or alternate dishes, so we have extra. Perhaps it would be best to give them to the orcs? Just what I was thinking. We can make a show of it for all the non-Arclentian orcs. Giving food? Yes, just a moment. We'll have something for you first, then everyone else. Let us know when you hit 10k so you can scientifically say you've mastered it. That study is so garbage. It's almost as bad as the We Stop Aging at age 25 study. I still love Erosion food best, but you can make such white, creamy fillings here. Hey, babe. So can I. Wow, not bad. More. Also, now that we got... Well, Tuesday left, so I can't tell him. But Kirby, I can tell you. I've locked in that what the next stream game after The Last Sovereign is going to be. However, I'm not locked in that we're going to complete it. I will be playing the La Mulana 2. You start dying around 25 usually. Maybe that's what they mean. Also not up-to-date recurrent scientific models. But I get the cells stop replacing themselves at the same rate that they like die at around 25, 26, I think. If that's what you mean, yeah. Just so we're clear, I am leaving. My most played game on Steam is OSRS at 533 hours. Fair enough, yeah. No, I definitely have a lot of hours. OSRS, I don't think I'm nearly that high up in. I think I'm at like 300, 400 maybe. No, I might actually be that high up. I forget how long it takes to do agility and shit. I could actually be 500 hours. Why do you do this to yourself? That's kind of the thing. I played La Mulana when I was 14, and I did so guideless for the first like 70% of the game. And the hard part about playing La Mulana 2 now would be the existence of guides and like fighting against my own discipline to look stuff up. And I think playing it on stream is a really good way to not do that. I also don't think anyone could backseat me, so we could all be confused together. And I think that is very fun to be to play like and try and figure out these dogshit puzzles together. How the fuck? I have at least like 180 hours. No, it's like 150 hours into La Mulana. I ended up giving up on doing it blind. So I speedran the last half for sure. I will start to look at walkthroughs. Fuck you. What? Nah. That's fucked up. I play a lot of games. I respect that. I got a really heartfelt comment from a friend when I told them that the reason I stopped playing like World of Warcraft and MMOs and MOBAs and stuff that I would usually occupy my time with is that what drives me in gaming right now is new experiences. So I really like playing new games and different experiences. So I prefer playing a bunch of new games that challenge me in interesting ways and ask different questions from me rather than like sitting and doing it like a toy that I can come back to whenever I'm bored. Which is why I have PoE, which is kind of like that, but it's on a schedule, so I can do it occasionally to get my fix and then go back to playing new games. And also why I played Melee, so I have what's it called? So I have like an outlet for the mastery as well. So like as long as I have those in the corner on the side, I can commit to playing like a bunch of new games. And my goal is to just have as many unique experiences as I can, really. And he hit me with like that's a really good reason to play games. That's really well thought out. I appreciate that. And I got so embarrassed. Or not embarrassed, but like generad, which I guess is embarrassed. I forget what the term is. Iris, I'm worried about the Incubus King voting. The Lord of Blood likes our food, but he likes everything. And fucko was so harsh. Keep your voice low, but it doesn't really matter. Huh? We only framed this as a contest for their approval to flatter their egos. This whole event was a pretext to get Succubi working together. Not to mention, demonstrating the quality and variety we have in Arclant as a show of soft power. Oh, I get it. That's smart. I did try to make that clear in the orientation, but I guess I wasn't explicit enough. You were probably fine, it just went over my head, so I don't need to worry about influencing the Incubus Kings. On Psych streams, Void Stranger Snake Puzzle, I ended up looking up the solution while he was trying to solve it. That's fair. If you're watching someone play a difficult game like that, I would also look up the solution. Because as a viewer, it is very fun to have that context. And it also, it gives you a different perspective that I think is very interesting to have. So I've done that before, where I've looked up solutions to stuff that someone else is trying to solve. Many times. That is not something I blame you for, but also streaming the game makes it so you don't want to look stuff up. I actually felt, funnily enough, the snake puzzle is the only thing I was spoiled on, because I was in Psych stream when he was solving the snake puzzle. And I didn't watch him actually finish it, but I saw him with paint open, and because I saw him with paint open, I ended up having a way easier time solving that puzzle, because the first thing I did when I saw the snake was I screenshot every single room with the snake. And then I knew that you were trying to form the crest for it. So I failed like 3 times, but I got it on the 4th one. But I also had just like burned into my mind his like half-finished version of it, which was pretty close to correct. So I think that helped a lot. Like, I don't think I would have solved that without looking it up if he didn't do like 80% of the legwork. Yeah, I agree to say. That's the idea with La Milana as well, is I think it'll be really fun if we don't look up puzzles. If no one here has played La Milana 2, it's gonna be a blast to sit and like put our collective brain together and try and solve it. It's gonna be so fun. I really look forward to that. It's not exaggerating to say I'm honestly impressed by how much they can shovel into their mouths. I can't decide what to eat. There's just too much. I mean, it's not the point of the stream. The point of the stream is that I want to test how disciplined I am, and like if I still have the thing in me, the brain bug that makes me enjoy that type of experience. That's the point of it. And if I don't enjoy it, we won't keep streaming it. I'm definitely not promising I'll complete it, but I've also heard La Milana 2 is less of a fuckers game than the first game. Princess Nalili has grown up so much, I can hardly believe it. Hey there, Iris. This day is a way bigger success than I thought. You think it's being well received? Especially in the Orgasmic Empire. We don't have them obviously beat when it comes to sex, but this is an orgy of food. I wanted to ask you something private regarding the final judging of the special dishes. Oh, go ahead. They're on our side. I feel like Blueprints and Void Stranger should make it clear that you do. No, because both Void Stranger and Blueprints are modern puzzle game design. Largely. Blueprints endgame puzzles are dog shit. In that sense, they are very archaic. But for most of the runtime, Blueprints... Like, I had to put down Blueprints for quite a while before I actually went back and finished it. And I shortcut a bunch of the math of the cube puzzles. The cubing. God, that part was annoying. But they are traditional, or like they are modern puzzle game design, whereas La Mulana is very much ancient puzzle game design, where you don't have... Like, a lot of the puzzles are about knowledge and remembering, and less so about deductive reasoning. So, it's a very different experience. The more Ajay boxes? No. Have you fully completed Blueprints? Endgame of Blueprints requires you to do the cubing, which is not the actual cubes there, but cubing is the term used mathematically. No? Okay. Then, yeah. It's a mathematical term they introduce later, and a bunch of puzzles require you to use a specific math formula to do them. And it's not difficult, but it is extremely tedious to do. And that was when I was like, okay, puzzle design, we're going back a little bit. Now it's a lot of grunt work. I feel like I'm doing fucking homework again. Puzzles where the answer is what the answer is versus puzzles where the answer to the question. Sort of, yeah. Yeah, that's a good... That is a way to separate them, yeah. La Mulana is very evil. I would say that neither Blueprints or Void Stranger become as evil as La Mulana. La Mulana 1. So, we'll see how La Mulana 2 is. On the flip side, one thing that La Mulana has going for it that neither of them do is it has fucking baller boss fights. Void Stranger has good boss fights, but La Mulana boss fights, like, the way they're presented are insane. They're gameplay-wise, they suck ass, but, like, the presentation of them is so exceptional that, like, it sold it for me insanely well. Absolutely. Princess Nalili hasn't led us wrong yet. No more Prince spoilers? I stopped spoiling when you said spoiler. Sorry, yeah. Well, the thing is, the winning dish will get remade and served to everyone. I was hoping to highlight something from Arkland that didn't get attention. Nothing is as evil as the 4-hour puzzle in The Watcher. I'm trying to think. I completed The Watcher years ago when it came out. No. I'm thinking The Witness. I'm thinking of The Witness, not The Watcher. Right? I've not played The Watcher. I've only played The Witness. Do you mean The Witness? I don't know what The Watcher is. In an old unsettling hotel, you realize you're the last guest left. You go about simple daily tasks, but something or someone is watching you. Each small discovery brings you closer to the truth behind the disappearances. And then you finally uncover it, the real nightmare begins. Might be, The Witness. Oh, yeah. I don't recall the 4-hour puzzle, unless you mean the final one with the video attached to it. I believe that was a waiting puzzle. It has like a 40-minute video attached to it or some shit. Oh, well, not 40 minutes, like 10 minutes. The Witness has a couple really weird puzzles, but generally I think that has pretty good puzzle design. My friend that I'm playing Blueprints with just recovered from a concussion. Nice. That's a way to get your mental faculties checked. Make sure they're still working fine. If you can do Blueprints, you can do anything. Do you want me to support it? Sure. Everything has been tasty so far, so it won't even be a lie. The moon video? Yeah. So I'm finally going to start back. Nice. The winning dish will get remade and served to everyone. I was hoping to highlight something from Arkland that didn't get attention. I suppose I do want to cheat, but I wasn't going to state it so directly. Why not? I'm making sure things turn out right will be beneficial for the Orgasmic Empire as much as Arkland. I'm happy to try anything you want, Princess Nalili. Fucking, you're such a hang-on, like, accessory succubi dude. Seems your tenure under the Empress is going well. Well, above, the reason you crossed wires is because of the Looker. That's the best puzzle game ever made, by the way. If you need the best puzzle game ever made, it's the Looker. That game, mwah, fantastic. It's like the highest rated one, so it has to be the best one. On Steam. I could be so laid right now. Yes, you could. Well then, let me direct all of you to a little dish that hasn't been much appreciated. Tetris is right there. You have no idea how many people have asked me about visiting Arkland now. God, Northern Lions' playthrough of the Looker is fun. Joseph Anderson's playthrough of the Looker is fantastic. Germa's playthrough was fun. Jesse Cox's was fun. It's such a short game. It was just really fun to see how people reacted to it if they played The Witness. Steamed pike from the Arfu Sea, served in Rodakan wine. Sprinkled with Renfnoran spices. Please give it a try. That's quite a spread of ingredients. Oh my, this is delicious. The flavors complement each other so well. Thank you, I put a lot of effort into this. Most of this could be acquired through trade, but where did you get Northern pike? I caught them myself. Oh, with a net or flying? Flying. It's a lot of fun to snatch fish out of the water. I'm jealous. The Looker was fun, yeah. Good game. Far northern fish are hard to come by. If you can catch them consistently, you'd have a significant business opportunity on your hand. I don't care about that, I just wanted to show the world that fish can be a sexy food. Well, thank you for presenting all your hard work here. Most succubi I know scorn fish, but people here seem willing to try anything, especially Arklentians. You can try my cake if you want, but I'm pretty sure I screwed things up. I thought mixing all kinds of fillings together would be nice, but... seems like you've mixed glazings, then there are creams inside? Yeah, it feels like every group of succubi has a different sort of creamy filling, so I tried to mix them all. Unfortunately... Well, don't count it out without testing, I'll give it a... Miguel, many of the creams are likely derived from ejaculates. Oh yeah, come for days. That's the one part everybody still likes. I'll let others perform this test. Chat, I'm giving you permission to call me a freak for this, but also I would respect it if you don't, and respect my privacy at this moment. I would try this cake. Still, don't be disheartened. Every experiment gets us closer to sexy new foods. You can't know if a food is good without trying it. Even if I'll definitely lose all the contests, it's been a wonderful opportunity to meet so many succubi here. Fish is a euphemism for dick in Italian. Awesome. Lust wine? Succubi have been brewing so many types for so long. You must be quite confident. Freaky fish guy, I am not playing the legendary ocean. I am not the freaky fish guy. It's not wine. It's not alcohol at all. Sort of fishy. Yeah, I invented a magical process that adds a little charge to liquids. Can do it on anything, so I started with juices. Well, doesn't work well on semen, but most things. No, I tried the cake. Motherfucker. I'm not gonna try the fish dish. Don't fucking slander me. That's impressive magical work. Are you by any chance looking for collaborators? Nah, I just invent things occasionally while I'm relaxing. It's a memorable drink, anyway. It really gives you a sense of energy, and I think it would be popular with children. Thank you for bringing something novel to the contest. Sure, glad you like it. That's my bet for winning. Braised beef, diced paling leaves, and slivers of peppers from the Renfnoran wilds, covered in a light sauce. This is good. Maybe I'm a bad judge as a human, but... No, it's amazing. This is honestly a finer dish than almost all of what we've offered. Oh, thank you. I didn't want the Orgasmic Empire to win, but I guess you proved the quality of long-developed traditions. This isn't so popular in the Orgasmic Empire. I brought it here hoping that it would find a better audience. I think most humans would rate it positively, but I note that there's a distinct lack of lust wine or any other sexual ingredients. The popular style is just to load everything up with sexual energy, but to me, food should be like foreplay. Unironically, in a relationship, this isn't terrible advice. I've not seen the newest episode yet, sorry. The newest 2 I haven't seen yet. I'm planning on watching them somewhat soon. The nice thing about your dish is that you could effortlessly add lust wine or replace vegetables with aphrodisiacs. Yes, exactly. If the foundation is strong, everyone can balance it to suit their tastes. I think you'd find a much better audience for this outside the Orgasmic Empire. Normally, I'd dislike that idea, but the world outside has been changing so much. It's really nice to have someone appreciate my cooking for once. Wait, Sabifa? What are you doing here? I like consuming things. Yes, but the objects you consume are odd, but this mammal behavior makes sense to me. I approve of this event. Well, happy to have you here, I suppose. Please don't scare anyone. Mammals require foods to live. In its presence, they are too distracted to notice me. Just be cautious, okay? Out of curiosity, would it be possible to create food more palatable to you? Out of demonic ingredients, perhaps? I mean, it's not his main gig anymore. Above average, I'm pretty sure. And if I recall correctly, he's also chronically ill, so I don't blame him at all. The fact that he's still producing them at the quality he is fantastic. I don't really care when we get them. Demon food? A strange thought. Most of the food here is unnecessarily complex and concrete. But yes, perhaps consuming things in a mammalish fashion would be better with normal materials. If anything is normal enough to be prepared in a kitchen, you should ask our staff. I'm sure they'd be happy to try something for you. This is a good idea. I will try. So, this segment is just me picking which one I like the most. And we wanted to set up like an underrated Arclentian dish to win. And I want to do this one to help the Orgasmic Empire or the Lust Wine. It's one of those two. Let's see what options we get. Oh, I read that wrong. I didn't get the in less than a year. Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, that's fair. I got that as the opposite. Like, I can't believe we only got 2 episodes in a year. No, yeah, fair. Sorry, I completely read the opposite. I just scanned over the word less. I just literally went fair. Really wild to get 2 episodes in a year. Or I don't know how. Less was in there somewhere to like... It was a modifier on how I read. I don't know, man. Please tell me how our various dishes fared with the broader succubus world. Everything from the Chalice states fared well, of course, but some said it actually rivaled the Orgasmic Empire's cuisine. That's good to hear. They have rich culinary traditions. The real standout was Yihilini food. Lots of succubi were shocked that human food could be made so sexy. Given how the populations have been intermingling for a while, I suppose innovation was inevitable. Though not as popular as properly sexually laden food, Jivini dishes also got quite a bit of attention. I wish that Ori and her mother could come in person, but I understand the security concerns. But anyway, their food was very well received. Finally, the bread dildos from Ustream were popular, but mostly for the novelty. If the dwarves ever find out about that, their tunnels would be overturned by ancestors rolling in their graves. Dwarven food is so heavy, it would never have done well here. We had to make adaptations. Oh my god, bread dildos. I'm impressed you got the exterior so smooth. No crumbs at all. Yeah, I agree above. That's why I reacted the way I did. I'm diplomatic, but in my head I made fun of you. We were working on lubricant frosting too, but it wasn't quite ready. Anyway, those are all my reports. I think it went well. Do you? We had better food than the Lust Lord's feast, and the event was overall enjoyed without any attacks, so it was a success by gathering standards. Fortunately, I'm sure it advanced our agenda in the world as well. Tales of what the rest of the world has to offer will spread everywhere. Did I get to make any decision here and I've forgotten it, or was this just a no decision part? That's good. I think I'm going to sleep for a long time now, though. Perhaps we should as well. As much pleasure as it took in organizing this, I wish we could have done something more. This isn't a sideshow, Iris. The economic and social bonds all the participants made here today will have greater repercussions than many other events. Miguel. Do you two need the room? Or company? Oh yeah, that's the one, yeah. Welcome, one and all, to the Pan-Succubus Council. It's good to have you back, Riala. We thought we lost you. Fortunately, not only am I back, my position is far improved compared to previous meetings. You're looking great, getting fucked regularly, huh? I am, but this meeting will be less personal than some. I believe it's time for us to step out of the shadows and make bolder declarations. Are you sure? I've heard tales about things changing, but to risk ourselves... I believe we can change even more than we have in the past, given how much conditions have improved. My favorite joke in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is Orichalcomaloes! That motherfucker. There's also, I also love the Sly for the Producer, because it's double layered with the fact that it's true. I believe we can change even more than we have in the past, given how much conditions have improved. Is all this backed by the Doom King? Because if it's not, it could all just be taken away again. Of course it is. You saw him stand up for his harem against the Lust Lord. You don't need to worry about him standing in our way, but we don't want to build this agreement on the back of any Incubus King. Then it's pointless. They're on top in the natural order of things, not by fate, but by power. That doesn't make you safe. Any retribution you fear, they could already deal out on a whim. Their power isn't unstoppable. It's Yara! I remember how you stood up to the Incubus Emperor. Damn right, and I do it again! We need to stand up for ourselves. You only got away with it because of another Incubus King. Riala, you should know that. How long did you suffer under the Incubus Emperor? Most of my life. I did what I could to undermine him. But yes, it would have ended in my death if not for help from others. But I won in the end. I set in motion the events that led to the fall of the Incubus Emperor and the Fuck Lord. I looked at who had protagonist energy and I gave him a shard. And he had a protagonist energy. It was that simple. Amazing! That's an easy claim to make. It's true, we've been working on it from the beginning, building a better world for succubi. No more being identical sluts. Everyone can find their own lovers, or join a harem, or do whatever they want. They're telling the truth. The amount of freedom on Arkland these days is amazing. Are we going to overthrow more Incubus Kings, even those we want to remain in power? Why not? We can just keep around those we can manipulate. We don't have plans to take down everyone. The Empress, the Anak, and the Lust Lord are all ruling stable realms. You can take down the Lord of Blood if you want. He's not that great. The world we want isn't one without Incubus Kings. It's one where we can truly coexist alongside them. I can tell you firsthand that the Empress is cooperating with them. The Orgasmic Empire is really changing. But is it changing for the better? That will be for us to decide. If we can unite today, our power will be something they can't tamper with. Remember, we formed their armies and their servants. Not for every Incubus King. Most have orcs. Orcs are our allies in the end. They're treated even worse, and we can do better for them than the Incubus Kings. You wanna bring a bunch of smelly orcs into the alliance? Ugh. I have a hard time seeing how those fighting fucktoys could really contribute. Okay, maybe that's a step too far for now. What should be clear is that we have immense power and more allies than you know. We just need to leverage them properly. Leverage them toward what? Because I'm not sure I like this new world order you're proposing. Here. They might not be tyrants in Erosha, but they're too soft for my taste. That's why we're not creating any government. Different succubi will be able to live in different realms to suit them. For so long, most of us were stuck in place, but now we're in a position to allow free movements between all succubus nations. Airships, teleportation spells, even sailing ships. These are connecting the world. We just need to make sure everyone can reach those connections. Imagine how Incubus Kings will treat you if they know you can't go someplace better. They'll no doubt think that too. What happens if they decide to fight against us? Then we can remind them that we've already taken down multiple Incubus Kings. I've taken down young Incubus Kings with my own hands. It's not even that hard. Maybe for someone like you. To be fair, my favorite dart scenes were from the Council of Villains, not Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge itself. Next we're gonna steal May Valentine's Duke. The best dart scene is in the normal show when Kaiba says he destroys people's lives every day as CEO. Yup. Can we all get together to forge this global agreement? Remember, nothing is set in stone. We get to decide what the succubi of the world want. I think that was the joke above. That it's a Kaiba scene. Oh, fuck. Maybe they actually can. They couldn't do all this without some real power to back them up. I agree. Let's discuss it. Yes. She does the supervillain yes every time. I think it's going really well, don't you? Absolutely. I wouldn't have called the meeting so dramatically if I wasn't sure that our work would be sufficient. But being with Simon has raised my standards. I'm no longer happy just to... oh, what the fuck? I just got a message. From work. Got a question about the job in a little bit. Absolutely. I wouldn't have called the meeting so dramatically if I wasn't sure that our work would be sufficient. But being with Simon has raised my standards. I'm no longer happy just to be assigned to fill hats with Virgin's toenail clippings. Do you see me asking? I'm not asking. But I know what you mean. I want to accomplish everything. How well do you think we're doing? I have absolutely no concern about the simplest agreements, free passage among nations for succubi, and greater economic cooperation. Miguel will cream her panties, but with the rest, more is up in the air. Memories are short, so our performance this gathering is rather relevant. Overall, we're in a strong position that should strengthen every individual result. I think we have a real shot at transforming what slavery means to succubi. Everybody could see the sexiness of options like co-slavery or beloved servants. All comes down to the individual nations, of course. I was glad that the Orgasmic Empire listened, but I think change will be a long and slow process. It might not mean much now, but it will strengthen the Pan-Succubus Council. I love work. I should take payment for this. There we go. Rhodak definitely won't change anything, but we knew that was most likely going in. The Philonese succubi are hard to read, but I was glad to see them throw in their support during the discussions. From what I heard from Lexand, I agree. I think they'll help bend all future discussions in a reasonable direction. Overall, I think we're closer to the day when slavery as it once was is a relic of the past. What about Lamias? I expected the discussion to be way angrier and more dismissive. I wonder if that actually isn't more of a problem in advanced countries. The armies of most Incubus Kings need all the warriors they have. But we made an impact. The Orgasmic Empire will be removing all official laws against Lamias. Sick. Informal discrimination may remain, but I think they actually listened and we'll see real societal change. You know what? Actually, I'm getting real stressed because I have to be at work soon. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna load the autosave. And I can't save from here. So we're gonna load the autosave next time. And we're gonna end here. I'm a bit too stressed to catch everything they're saying. And like actually process it. So I need to get ready for work. The message I got in speeds up my my timetable a little bit. And I already only had like 30 minutes until I have to leave. So I'm going to end the stream here. And we'll redo that last little bit about the about the Succubus console next time. Don't know exactly about how streams are gonna be. I have time to stream one more time before my next work session on Wednesday, I believe. But given that I work all night today, it's a little up in the air because I have to turn my sleep schedule and stuff. But I'll update in the Discord. So, good night, friends. Thanks for a good stream. It's been a good time. And most of all, bye, nerds!